I'm causing mayhem every motherfucking Mondays from now on, and I want y'all to bring it. No, you got your man out there doing bigger and better things. Okay? And I blame, Trey asked a good question. How did it get so bad? I blame y'all. Because y'all been sitting on the fucking sidelines, letting these women do this bullshit, not setting boundaries, not telling women no, fuck off. And that's why we do what you allow us to do. You are one I love to hate and hate to love, but at the end of the day, I love you, baby girl. Come on the panel, let's go, please. Let's go. You're going to be in market, but you might go back limping. What's going on? What's going on to all my embracers? I'm Grace from Embrace to Grace on the Black Man Unfiltered Network on Monday nights, causing mayhem. You know what to do. And tonight is going to be a good one. But let me get all the administration out the way. I just want to make sure that you guys, please press the like button when you come in, share this video, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by my birthday. So show me some love. I really do appreciate it. And again, I'm Grace from Embrace to Grace. You can find me here on Monday nights on the Black Man Unfiltered, on the panel on Black Man Unfiltered on Tuesdays. Thursday nights, I do my own show on the JVJ network. And then I'm all over these YouTube streets on panels and trying to get my message and work done on these YouTube streets, collaborating. I am the networking queen. And please keep them emails coming with topics and things that you want me to bring up. I really appreciate it. You guys give me awesome ideas. I do the research and I put it out there for you. And anybody that just wants to talk and wants me to give them some advice or whatever, you're welcome to go ahead and email me too. Hit me up. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm doing this for real, not just for entertainment. I'm doing this to help people grow, heal, and become better versions of themselves so we can become a more tight-knit community. Whatever color you are, it don't matter. We need to do better because when you know better, you do better. So with that being said, let's get into it right away. But let me address who's in here first, because some of y'all beat me to it. I'm like, well, damn, I appreciate it. My girl, Randy, she's always on the job. She is on it. And I take heed. Thank you for coming. Great show today, this morning. You really set the stage for this show tonight. Grooming and Reviews, talking about you better have a kick-ass show. Come on, Pete. Anything less would be uncivilized. And you guys are the ones that help me get it through. And Through the Fire podcast is here. How you doing, my dear? And I just told BMU to send you the link. So he will be sending that. So you're welcome to come up here. You know I love that you add value and you talk your shit. So who else I got? Let me see. Is that everybody? Yep, that is everybody. Oh, here we go already. God damn. So let's get it started, Lady DC. I'm out in the real world. My son's girl sister blessed this stupid Negro with a newborn, and a 1-year-old yesterday. This Negro snapped in front of his children and had them crying in fear. Okay, what does that have to do with anything? Maybe you need to get a psychiatrist or go to therapy. Edward, yes, Yankees #1. We doing well this year, but I don't get too excited, Edward, due to the fact that usually after the All-Star game they start to fizzle out. So catch me back again in September and tell me how I feel. Check my temperature then. But I'm still excited because they're doing well. We're doing well. And my beautiful Milani, how you doing, my dear? Thank you for coming and supporting. Anissa, how you doing? You know this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one. And then we got Alexis from Texas talking about howdy Grace. How y'all doing again? Thank you. And then we go, okay, Pete, you up in here already? I get hi, Aaron. How are you? Greetings. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Red Rebel 95, thank you for coming. I don't know if you're here for me or on Black Man Unfiltered. I don't care. I'm just glad that you're here. And my twin, Smitty's Corner, thank you for coming. We got a good topic. We're gonna ruffle some feathers tonight, Peter. So I think you need to buckle your seatbelt because a lot of women ain't gonna like this. I got Von Bryan, greetings, peace, joy, and grace in abundance. I know that's right. They're not gonna like this topic, Peter, because women don't like to do work. They think just because they got a vagina in between their legs that should be enough to bring to the table to snatch the man that they want. But what they don't realize, it takes work. It takes effort. It takes energy, especially to get to the man that you want. It's easy to get a man. I mean, I could go through my Rolodex right now. You know what I'm saying? But can you get the man that you want? Because I don't know if y'all women know this. We are in competition for men. Because I know a lot of y'all think y'all the prize, but I'm here to change your mindset and your way of thinking because at the end of the day, there's a shortage. It's 11-1 right now, ladies. So you got to knock down 11 other bitches to get to that man that you want. Pow, 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 pow. You got to get through 11. What's up, Hunting Wisdom? How you doing? So we got work to do. And then, Peter, I know that a lot of women think just because they got the man that the work is finished. But that's not so. It has only begun. Because you can get the man for that you want and you can catch and keep his attention for a minute. The trick is, can you keep him? That's where the real results show up. Can you keep him? So let's get into it, Peter. This is ready. You got to compete. Your ass got to compete if you want that good man. Knocked 11 other women to get to Peter. Yup. 11 other women got to knock each other out to get to Peter. Absolutely. Grooming and review.
I got my drink and my two-step.
I tell you, boy, I just can't get away from it over here. Yeah. That's why I'm sipping my wine because I know it's going to get hectic up in here because women already are on this thing that they think that they're the prize. That they think just because they have their PhDs and their big houses and their cars and their mansions, that brings value to the table. That don't mean shit.
The funny thing about this, what we're talking about tonight, what you mentioned, is actually a very serious topic, I think, because one, we're not only women have to compete to get the prize. Myself, let's use me for example tonight. You also have to compete with the other species now that I call trans. Though you don't know, so you have more competition out there. That's one. Second, you cannot just think you can lay there, take it, and get anything you want in life, because you have to earn what you get. And as a man too, I gotta put work in you. I got wine you, dine you, cook for you, barbecue for you, change your oil.
Talk dirty to me, baby. Go ahead.
Help you. You need help me put a 85-inch TV up or whatever I need to do. Mandarin was one of the people who said this, and I agree 100% on this statement. He said to me once, he said, being in any relationship or even a marriage, you have to be non-selfish. You have to donate. I'm a chef by trade. So let's say me and you were, we're in a relationship, but using as an example, and I know what TJ coming after me, is saying,
You mean
hey,
JT?
JT, I'm sorry, JT, I don't want your man JT coming after me. So I
got my drink in my two step. Hey, from the
You boy, go ahead. Go ahead.
my hands are up. I'm not. Trust me, I'm innocent. I'm a good boy. But my point is, you look at me. You're tired after work. You looked at me. Hey, babe, I don't want to cook tonight. Give me an order. Like, fuck that. I'll cook something. I'll roll out the fucking dough, make pizza. I'll make my fresh marinara that's better than yours. Added cheese.
Oh,
Yeah. You heard me.
you know we're gonna have a cook-off, so don't worry about it. It's coming, Peter. It's coming. Who got the better marinara sauce? Okay.
Yeah. But so joking on the side, how happy would you be if had your wine ready for you, dishes are done, laundry's done, dinner's almost done, dogs are walked, whatever else needs to get done, everything's done. You just had to kick your shoes off, grab a slice, turn the TV on, and have your wine and your pizza.
Most likely you're gonna get some that night because you have allowed me to come home, unwind, chill. I'm gonna be relaxed, and you understand what I'm saying. You will be rewarded for your efforts. That's how I operate.
I'm not arguing. I'm speechless. But no, seriously,
it's just that easy. But women don't get it. It's just that easy. You get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. You see what I'm saying? If you come home and you just shut the fuck up and let that man be in peace, you will get what you want, ladies. But all this combativeness and argumentiveness and drama and toxicity, you're not gonna keep one of these good men here. You're absolutely. Hey, Lady Navoa, how you doing, my dear? And Braxton the Snake Fiend, thank you for coming. I know you always come. So no, you can stream. Go ahead and do what you got to do. We all family up in here, Peter. So with that being said, ladies, you do have to compete. You do have to compete. I know I'm in competition with women to get a man. I mean, I realize what age bracket I'm in. I'm not competing with no 20-year-old. I'm not competing with no 30-year-old. And now I'm gonna have to start can't compete with no 40-year-old because I'm about to be 50 in November. But I do know my strengths. I do know what I bring to the table. I do know what makes me a commodity. And I do also know my weaknesses and what kills my shots with certain type of men that I want. But you see, I'm realistic. I know that I'm 49 years old. Oh, okay? I can't expect to get a 30-year-old with no kids. I mean, that's just not going to happen. You got to date within your parameter. You got to date within your tax bracket. You got to date within your realm. How you doing, TJ?
Hey there.
Turn up your volume a little bit more, hon.
No, I'm still getting set up. So
okay.
Normally they don't bring me up that quick. So.
Okay, no problem, Peter, no problem.
Oh man, I got a bone to pick with you about what you just said. Hold on a minute. Let me get myself situated.
Oh, with me or Peter?
Peter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he got it wrong. He meant to say JT, and you said TJ.
No, Grace. I don't have a problem with that. It's easy. It's easy to mix, JT and TJ. I get all of that. That's not the issue. Hold on a second. Just give me a second.
Okay.
What you say?
Last Lady Navoy, you've been gone for a minute, but I'll catch you up. Actual King Smith, I hit the like button live on Precious. I'll tap in on the replay. Salute to grooming and you, Grace. Thank you, Actual King. I know that you're busy on Monday nights with Precious.
That's my boy right there.
Yep. I just appreciate you coming and recognizing. I know we're going against like Hank from the basement is on right now, me, but it's all good.
We do our
everybody go where they want to go.
Yeah.
So TJ.
Yeah, go ahead, Grace.
We're talking tonight about Women want a good man, but they got to get their ass up and compete for that good man. What do you say about that?
Well, before we get there, Peter, I don't understand this, and maybe I'm just overly sensitive to certain shit. But why in the world would a woman have to compete with for a straight man with a trans person?
I personally don't see it. I've seen it happen through a good example. A buddy of mine, a coworker of mine, he's on his dating site. All of a sudden, he's talking to his girl. All of a sudden, bam, she throws a man and is like, by the way, I'm trans. Right after, literally 2 minutes before he got in his car to meet her for the first time after talking for 4 weeks. I don't think it's a competition, but it is.
A man trying to deceive another man by his gender is not competing. Competing is that straight man would actually entertain the thought of dealing with a trans person. That's how I look at competing. If a fucking trans man or whatever, if a gay man who dresses like a woman, if he's trying to deceive a straight heterosexual male, that's not competition. That's deception. It's only competition if that straight man who is interested in a gay man, which makes him gay too. So I don't think women have to worry about competing with gay men for gay men.
Yeah, but the thing is, TJ, women now have to compete with transgenders because a lot of men don't know that they're transgenders until.
That's not competing. That's deception.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you on that because instead of now doing the dip and sniff test, you got to do the coochie penis test. See what you got down there. That's crazy.
Yeah, but a straight man, a trans, whatever the fuck ever, is nowhere near something that I'm remotely interested in. If one of them gay men was able to fool me at first sight into thinking that they're a woman, a straight woman don't have to worry about that. Because one, it's gonna be all problems for that fucking gay man when the moment I find out what's what with that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because you can't just assume that we got this, especially with black America, we got this assumption based because of our stinking ass women sometimes with this notion that most of us are fucking down low, which is a whole bunch of bullshit. But that's just more propaganda. Now, to your question. Do women gotta compete? Women gotta compete for the men that they want, and especially with African American women in general, they've told us over and over and over again for the last 20 plus years that the majority of black men are not what they want. So, do black women gotta compete? I mean, do women gotta compete in general? They gotta compete for the men that they actually want. The men that they actually want are men that that most women actually want. So therefore, they got to compete for that. But women competing for an average Joe like TJ, they're not fucking competing because a lot of them think people like TJ are beneath them. They think we are average Joe men are a fucking downgrade for the majority of our women. In their mind, we're not downgrades, but that's how they look at us. That's what they've been taught. That's what they've been fed. That's what they understand. That's what they've been implanted with. They believe, for the most part, that the average Joe is beneath them, when the fact of the matter is most of them don't even come from an average Joe household. They come from below average Joe households, meaning no man in a house, one person income or government assistance, you know what I mean, type living. I can't talk about any other race of women. I only talk about black women. Most of black women don't come from.
Okay, but TJ, I don't want to box it in of just black women because I already get accused of being a black woman basher, and that is not my intentions. So I have to be mindful.
I don't know about no other woman because I've never dated another woman other than.
I hear you, but I got to put the disclaimer out there. I got to put it out there and be mindful of my verbiage because again, and I want to tell all women this. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if it's prevalent, then apply it. But Alexa, be quiet.
It's not going to stop the haters. It's not going to stop the haters.
I hear you. But I have to at least appease my embracers and other people, because my intentions are not to bash Black women. If it's more prevalent in that community, then it is what it is. You know, again, I'm not trying to defend it. I have a Black son, so all the topics that I talk about affect him, and I deal with. And we're gonna talk about this because I have a video, and I did this myself, but it really wasn't with those intentions, because I didn't feel like I had to educate myself on the Black man. But you're going to see a video that I have. But before we do that, I want to welcome Alicia. Thank you for coming, Queen. I appreciate you coming up here. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I'm well. How are you all doing?
We're good. We're good. So the topic tonight is, before we get into the video, Miss Alicia, is you want a good man. Your ass got to compete. How do you feel about that? Do you think to get the man that we want? I mean, we could get any man. It's easy for women to get a man. But for the man that we truly want, do you feel that we're in competition with other women? Or do you think, I don't like to use the word feel, do you think that we have to compete?
It's just, it's math. I mean, it's just numbers. So of course, I think it's important that you know what type of man that you want, and what type of man, and what the man that you're looking for, what he wants, and what kind of woman that he wants. I think that's what's important. But yeah, it's math. So of course we have to compete.
Okay, so you're in agreement that it's a competition. Again, sometimes it's easy to get the man, but the test really is, can we keep the man?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the test. And I always remember hear my father tell my brother, you see your mother? She ain't going nowhere. I'm taking care of every need that she can possibly need, even before she imagines it in her mind. She won't need or want another man. So you can get a girl, but the trick is, can you keep her? So I'm just flip-flopping it because it does apply to women too. We can get a man, have a one-night stand, wanting to be with him, but can we make him stay? So with that being said, Black Man Unfiltered, go ahead and show the first video that I got, and then we're going to dissect it.
All right, which one do you want first, sweetheart?
The one with the white girls going to class.
Your class. Gotcha, sweetheart. All right.
Oh, excuse me.
I got this idea to tell you that you need to do your research, and if you're dating a Black man, it is your responsibility to understand the history and the trauma of slavery.
And you was one of your initial classes, one of the first classes you had, you noticed that it was predominantly non-Black women who were going in there studying Black men.
I started teaching a Black male course because it was needed. You know, I noticed I started to get this population of white women.
Yeah.
I don't know why they were there. When I began to kind of ask them, you know, in the hallways, under the, why are you taking this class? And I started to find, oh, well, my boyfriend is, and I want to understand him and his family, or, I'm trying to date some of the men on the basketball team or football team or whatever, but I don't understand them. So another 3 or 4 years after that, I noticed the population shifted from, white women to Latinas, and the Latinas were coming in with the same kind of intensity.
You're literally telling me that you had a class that was dedicated to Black men, where Black women have an opportunity to study their men, understand what they're going through, understand how to relate to them better. And instead of us doing that, you have other women of other ethnic groups, other races going in, taking note, using that as ammo to get the quote unquote best men out there. So it's like,
Okay. I brought this video up because it's very interesting. I took an African American class when I was in college, and I didn't take it for these reasons because, trust me, I know my Black men well enough. That's all I've dated since I was 13. That's all I've been around. But I took it because I didn't want to learn American history, because I knew I was going to be lied to. They're just going to teach us what they want us to know. I wanted to learn something new. And I'm telling you guys, you have to read this book. It's called Kindred Spirits. It takes you to a voyage of a slave from day one to all the way when they become free. And it's absolutely mind-boggling. It really puts you inside that perception. And I bring this up because Latinas, the snow bunnies, the Asians get hated on a lot due to the fact that black men date outside their race. Do you see the steps that other women take that a black woman feels she doesn't have to take to learn her own man so we can understand them? I mean, I gotta keep it real with y'all. There's some black people that don't even know that their black history. Have they ever been to a black American museum? Have they read a book? Have they done anything? But they want to claim I'm not black enough. But that's okay. I'm gonna be here and I ain't going nowhere. Because you know what? It needs to be put out there. Just take heed to the message. Shout out to my girl. And don't shoot the messenger. So with that being said, from my own experience, I did learn a lot of things that I didn't know. It did cause me to show empathy and sympathy and try to relate to what people go through, why they act the way they act, the trauma. It opens up a Pandora's box of knowledge that anybody of any color or creed will learn if you take an African-American class. The funny thing was, it was a white man teaching the class, but he has soul. He has soul. I think he was a white man in a black man's body. And it fit him to teach the class because he would say things to relate to the white people in the class and make it more, comprehensible to them. So with that being said, we're going to go in order. Peter, what do you think about the video? And do you think these women that are taking these classes to learn more about their black men or want to date black men, are they wrong? Are they stepping out of bounds? What say you?
So I'm going to make a comment here. I'm probably going to piss off half of people in the chat right now because as a Greek American, yeah, good point there. So as a Greek American, most Americans are naive when it comes to history. They have no fucking idea about history.
True.
I come with a big background as being a Greek. Grown up in Greece. History was literally, the Acropolis was literally, my backyard can look up like, holy shit. This is why I call myself a Spartan, because we cherish our history. As American, we don't cherish it. We destroy it. We rip things down. Except saving it and saying we came from there. We're not coming back from that fucking place. Now, white women going into a black class, learning black history, no, I don't think is out of bounds. Because that's what she's interested. Like, I cannot sit there and tell you everybody's going to be in the same history. I love Greek. I like medieval times. I like samurai stuff. Doesn't mean, JT likes samurai stuff. He might say, hey, I like more, pinky, the whole classic tea time. That's fair.
Cool.
Everybody has their own cup of tea of history. No pun intended, that is. My point is trying to get to, we destroy our history. So what's so wrong somebody learning a different type of history? I love learning about a different type of history. Tell me about medieval time, Civil War era, rights, all that stuff. I'm all for it. I am glued to it. I enjoy it. History Channel is my favorite channel for a reason. When it was History Channel, not now. That is.
So you're a history buff.
Oh God, yes.
Okay, so you would have enjoyed that class because you would have learned things, and it was very. That class was very, like, I can't watch Roots. I can't, because it makes me want to go outside and whoop some white people's ass. That's how angry I get. So I avoid those kinds of movies. Like, I watched the Django, and even that movie pissed me off. Mm-hmm. Okay, so those movies are kind of hard for me to watch, and even this class was hard for me to go through, but I needed it. You know why? Because I ended up having a black son. Now I can share that knowledge to him. I made him read that book, when he was in high school, because it's important that he knows his history. I made sure I took him to an African American history class. I made sure he got to know his side of the family. Yes, he's half black. He's a quarter Dominican, a quarter Italian, and 50% black. So he needs to know all three, spectrums. But a lot of melanated people don't even take that time alone, and they're melanated, but you see what I'm saying? And don't take the time to learn their history. So that's all I'm saying.
Really fast. I'm going to teach you guys a little history lesson. 2 history lessons actually right now. History number one:
Uh-oh.
Greeks never had black slave. Ancient Greeks, they had slaves, not minority of blacks. They were actually their own kind. When they conquered town to town, that's what they conquer as slaves. Sometimes, yes, they had one or two black in there. I'm not denying that. Second history lesson right now. Did you guys know that there was a black samurai out there? That is, even to this day, he is looked up to in a pop culture way. He's literally the most famous samurai that people remember his name to this day, millennia later.
Really? What's his name?
I gotta look it up right now. Give me 1 second because I don't remember. I
Okay.
can't even pronounce it. That's one of those weird names you can't pronounce.
Okay, so while you do that,
It's ready. Yes, Yasukun. I can't even pronounce it. I'm gonna
okay.
put it in the chat because I cannot pronounce that goddamn name.
See, ladies and gentlemen, that's something that we learned tonight in Black history. There was a black samurai. So TJ, on to you. You saw the video. You saw the snow bunny talking about that she's going to take an African American class because she wants to learn more about black men and her black man. How do you feel about that?
Going back to the compete thing.
Turn your volume up, sweetheart.
It's as high as it can go.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can't hear me, or is it just extremely low?
No, I can hear you, but you're just kind of low. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's turned all the way up to 200 in StreamYard. Ain't nothing I can do about that. No, I done lost my thought. Come back.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay,
Oh,
and I just got the memo. Welcome to the Black Men Unfiltered Network, my dear. Another black queen on the network. So, Miss Alicia, what do you think? As a black woman, you see snow bunnies and Latinas and Asians in a black American classroom setting, learning African American history. So they can learn the black man more, so they can feel more comfortable when they date them. What say you? What are your feelings about that? And remember, this is a safe space. You say whatever you feel. There's no judgment here, okay?
Well, I feel that as a black woman, that's our responsibility. They shouldn't be allowed to step in and do things such as that, to take our men and things of that nature. It shouldn't be room for it. Nothing against them, more power to them. They're doing what they feel they have to do, but they shouldn't have the opportunity to do so. Because
But why not?
black women should fulfill their roles, and black men should fulfill their roles, and there shouldn't be a need for anything like that. But being realistic, looking at reality and today as it is, I mean, I have nothing against it. Competition is competition. May the better person win. And unfortunately, if it's them, then I feel sorry for our people. I'm gonna keep doing what I have to do, but
So how do you and I get it. How do you feel about interracial dating? I mean, when you see a black man, because I even get upset. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't like it when I see a all white girl with a black man. I mean, I get it and I understand it, but how do you feel when you see that? Do you?
I don't get upset. I feel sorry for people for brothers particularly, who feel that they have to go that route. I think a lot of black people don't understand that society is designed to keep us apart. And if anything, that fact alone, that society is designed to keep the black family apart, should compel us to work harder to work together. But I feel sorry when I see that a brother has essentially, or sister, has lost hope, has given up, has quit, and has to go to the other side. I feel sorry for him.
Alicia, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I hear you. I'm interested in what Trey got to say, but I really want to stress this as a black man who's never dated outside of a black woman. I've never done it. Never dated, slept with, nothing with anybody else other than them. I can tell you right now, and from other men that I know and men that I know who have dated women who dated other women, black women are our first choice. It's just
Always.
our women have made it so fucking difficult to be with them, you know what I mean, based on the bullshit. It's the guy eventually asks himself, how much more of my life do I gotta sacrifice being alone, waiting on a sister to kind of get right with me? Our women in general have the mindset and the attitude that it's their man's responsibility to get right with her, that he has to get on her page. That's the majority of our women's mindset. And I'm saying this as a man who's dating you guys. So I know a lot of black women don't want to hear that, but I'm telling you as a man who's dating you guys, and the frustration that we possess with dealing with you is the fact that we got to take a subservient. You always talk about, not you, but black women talk about, I don't want to be subservient to no man. Your fucking job your biological job is to be quote unquote subservient, but you want your man to play an under role up under you. And then you want us to, we have what I call a multi-system failure within black America. Like I work in the healthcare field. The way we know a patient is about to die, they have multiple organ system failure, meaning more than one organ system is failing, and that person it don't look good. It's the same concept with us. We got more than one system failing. So our women feel the certain way that they feel. Our men have been raised primarily with women. Our men that look like men got female fucking imprinting. They act, think, move, behave, make decisions like women. And then our women have the expectation for these guys to be men when they've been taught by their fucking mothers to be girls. So then you got our women out here who think the average brother, when I say average brother, I mean not some fucking superstar, is beneath them. I do not think any woman should take it unproductive, unmotivated man. I don't think you should do that at all. I don't associate with unproductive, unmotivated men. They're trash to me. You can take them out. You can take them out to the garbage, for all I care. But that's not the majority of black men. But our women pretend like we are, and that's problematic. So competing, our women will only compete to a degree for the top 1% of men. The rest of us, y'all can fucking do without us. And that's what leads a lot of brothers to go, you know what, fuck y'all too, and go over to Becky, who's nice. Let me tell you something. When I go to work, you know how nice white women and Hispanic women are to me at the job? They're fucking nice. They walk up to me. They have conversations. Hell, some of them, they can see that I've had a stress, that I'm being worked to death. Some of them broads walk up to me and want to give me a shoulder massage. The fucking sisters on the fucking... I don't let them, by the way. The fucking sisters on the job, them bitches they barely want to say hi to me. They barely want to say hello. Until some shit jump down. Then it's like, brother. No, don't brother me. No, you got yourself in that situation. Go work it out. What's up, Trey?
Hi, Trey. How are you tonight, sir?
What's good with y'all?
Yeah, I know you ready. So let me ask you something. Do you feel that women should compete for a good man?
Should they or can they?
Yeah.
Compete? Which one are you asking?
Should they be, because a lot of women think that it's not a competition just because they have a vagina between their legs, that should be enough. But they don't realize that they got to go through 11 other women to get to the man that they want. Are they really in a competitive mindset?
I don't think you should do anything that you don't want to do. So if black women feel like, or any woman feels as though they don't have to compete or they shouldn't have to compete, then don't compete. Plain and simple. You don't have to. You'll get left behind. I said this before. Black women are the perennial losers in this game of love. They are the Cleveland Browns. They are the Detroit Lions of the game.
Hey, Detroit did good last year, so
yeah.
Maybe you might want to add my team, the Jets.
Did they win a Super Bowl?
No, they didn't win the Super Bowl.
Okay, well, if you win a Super Bowl, it don't matter, right? But that's the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that the mentality, the competitive mentality, is not there for the women. and they don't feel as though they have to. And I think a lot of it is they know the truth. The truth is that they can't. They can't compete. At the end of the day, when we start looking at the numbers, well, black women lead in STI rates, bankruptcy, evictions, credit card debt, student loan debt. I can go on and on and on. I've talked about this before. The turnover statistic is not a statistic you want to lead in. All of these statistics that black women lead in, this is not the statistics you want to lead in. These are the poor statistics. These are the bad statistics. You don't want to be number one in STIs and STDs. SCDC reported almost 50% of black women have herpes. This is not something you want to lead in. This is not a good thing. I'm going to ask you this question, Grace. You went to the produce section in your grocery store. Would you get the worst rotten produce?
Avocado?
No. Would you get the worst produce, or would you go look for the best quality produce, the most ripe produce?
I would get the most ripe, the best quality, the one that's ready to be served and eaten. I'm not going to get something that's rotting out. So are you saying that's what? See, I don't want to say it because then I'm going to be accused.
I'll say it for you. The black community has asked black men to get the worst produce in the store, which is black women. Comparatively, when you compare them to other racial groups, they are the absolute worst. That's just the facts. This isn't my opinion. When you look at the statistics, right? If you go to a dealership, do you ever ask the car salesman or car saleswoman, please give me the worst car you have with the highest mileage that you have? No, nobody does that. Nobody does that. You want the best for what you can get. So why are we putting this race loyalty on black men and saying you need to stick with black women, even though we know statistically they are the absolute worst? That makes no sense. And so I am all for interracial relationships, and I think that black men who step outside of dating American black women are actually probably a little bit smarter than most other men, because I think they've recognized that they don't want the worst. They want to do a little bit better. And this is a tough pill to swallow for black women, but you got to change your image. Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, tried to get y'all to change the image for years. Nobody wanted to listen to him. Your image, your reputation has preceded you. I'll end with this, Grace. There is not a contingent of men from other countries that are rushing over to America to come get American black women. They are not cruising in by the boatloads to come get American women. However, black men are conveniently going away to other countries to go get women of other ethnicities and other nationalities. I should tell you something, that you have a contingent of black men that are here in America that would do fairly well with black women have gone out elsewhere. Why is that? Because they don't want the rotten produce.
Because those are dusties. Those women don't want them anywhere because they're broken dusty. They go into third world countries and getting poor, non-English, non-degree, non-boss chicks to partner with or to marry, because those men that are leaving, they're broken dusty anyway. We don't want them anyway. That's what they say. That's their attitude. Going by so. And to your point, Trey, I've said it multiple times, and I can't believe I'm agreeing with Trey. I've said it multiple times that our women are sitting up here thinking that they can go out and get any other men. 75%, depending on the statistical metric you're looking at. And I come from blackdemographics.com. See, I state where I get my shit from. Blackdemographics.com, 75% of black women are single mothers. So you saying white men, Korean men, Asian men, Indian men, they're coming in rushing to be stepdaddies to a bunch of black babies? No, they're not. If I asked the lady the other night, if you guys are if what you're saying about yourself is so true and wonderful, why don't you think other men that are single having a hard time getting women in there? Why do you think they're not rushing in to get you? If you got the game and going with it, where is the slew, the onslaught of men coming in from other races saying, yeah, I want Lakeisha and her 6 kids by 4 men? Where's that happening at? Now, other men of other races come in to get black women, but that's just so they can fucking dump on them. That's what they do, because we all know that because the reputation of black women is that you all, this is your reputation, that you all are nothing but a bunch of hoes. the easiest group of women to fuck on the planet. White women used to have that fucking reputation. When I was growing up, if you was a young man, you wanted some pussy, you go get you a white woman. White girls, they give it up. We found out the hard way that that's not necessarily true, but it's turning out to be true about our women.
I also want to put another disclaimer out there. At the end of the day, a black man's choice, first choice, will always be a black woman. And these are words that are coming from the black men. Their mothers are black women. But because of the issues of the combativeness, the argumentativeness, the non-submissiveness, I got a PhD, the mindset, let's just put the mindset, they're gonna go where they're celebrated, not tolerated. So I really, I mean, I don't pay attention to it anymore. I'm over it. But growing up, I used to get jumped on. I used to get teased. I used to get the eyes rolling because I would be with a black man. And the fact is, y'all not gonna make me feel guilty, because if you don't do your job, somebody else will do it for you. And that's why these women are going to these African American classes. That's why these women are holding on. You know, we talked about the NFL draft when it was only white women there when they were getting drafted. That's because y'all have a reputation that you want the ready-made man, the one that's already at the finish line. You want the 6'6", 6 feet, 6 pack of abs, and 6 figures. But you bring nothing to the table. It's not going to work. And I want my sisters to change their mindset. I have a black son. I would love for him to marry a black woman. I would embrace that. I have no problem with that. But why is it that when he was 13 years old, he had already came to the conclusion, no, they're loud, they're ghetto, I don't like weave, I don't like the long nails, I don't like the attitude. How can a 13-year-old already come to that conclusion? And I deferred him. I said, no, you don't know enough black women to come to that conclusion. You're going to go to college. You're going to work. You may meet your beautiful black woman in college. Don't X him out. He's 18 now. Things have changed. He was like, you know what, Mom, I think you're right. You know, I hear you talk on the podcast. I hear you really trying. I'm going to try it. I'm going to go to college now. I'm going to try what was different with what I grew up in. And he grew up in the suburbs. And he still has this notion. And so trust me, I am not leading my son or anybody else in a certain direction, but men are doing this on their own, and we have to understand that we are in competition. White, black, Hispanic, Latino, polka dot, Martian, fat, skinny, tall, short. You know, I'm a chubby girl. I'm in competition with the skinny girls. You know, I'm a short girl. I'm in competition with the tall girls. I mean, everybody. You know, I have straight hair. I'm in competition with the curly. I mean, we're all in competition. It's all what we like. But are we willing to put the work, energy, and time into getting what we want? Look how much time and effort we put into getting our PhDs. Look at time and how much effort we put into getting our houses, our credit right, you know, women. But do we put that same energy into finding the man that we want? And it can't happen at 40 and 42 years old because it's too late. It's too late for y'all. So with that being said, I don't know the order of the videos that you got, Black Man Unfiltered. So let's go on to the next video because we got a lot to dissect here. And you guys can jump in at any time. If you have a thought, I don't want you to lose that thought because I know sometimes when you wait too long, you forget it. Or write shit down. I got a lot of people that'll write it down. So don't it's okay. You can interrupt, just be respectful with it. Go ahead, show the next video. Let's see what we got.
Attractive about me.
No, don't turn around. Don't turn around. You're going to blow it now. Because I like personality. Your personality was good. I don't usually look at women in their face too long, but I like your ass.
What you found most attractive about me?
No, don't turn around. Don't turn around. You're going to blow it now. Because I like personality. Your personality was good. I don't usually look at women in their face too long, but I like your ass.
Okay. I showed that video due to the fact that a lot of women lead with sexuality and their looks. And men are taking heed to the bullshit. Yeah, fat ass and big titties is beautiful, but what is the content of your character? Can you be a mother to my children? Can you be a wife? And you see how this guy, as thug as he want to be, iced out as he want to be, I don't understand why the child was there. I don't get that.
I love it.
But he told her, no, don't turn around. Don't lead with your ass. Let me look at you. What do you think about that? I'm gonna start with Alicia, ladies first. What do you think about that?
I think it's sad. I think it's sad that she felt that she had to do that. I notice a lot of women have that. They want to present themselves that way, but then there's a lot of men who lead with their finances, and
True.
I think character should be first on both sides. But I think that was really sad, and I'm glad he said that to her, and I hope she she took heed to the message.
I know that's right, and it's because she's a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
And she probably, I thought she was pretty, Trey. Okay, nothing is pretty to you. You just, she was pretty to me, but it
Trey,
was a turnoff when she was leading with her sexuality.
Yeah,
that was good looking.
Yeah, it was,
What
it
else
was really
does she
disgusting
have,
to me the
Grace?
way she was behaving.
She was good looking.
What else does she have?
Oh shit.
No, don't do that to us. She had a pretty face. She had pretty eyes.
BMU, you have some serious issues.
No, you notice, you're still talking about aesthetics. What else?
I understand that, but that's the point. You shouldn't lead with your looks.
What do women have in 2024?
How about intelligence? I mean, you don't think some of us have intelligence?
He said, "What do most women have?"
I'm not the biggest Fresh and Fit fan, but every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday they have these girls on these panels, and these girls can't even name 3 countries. So
yeah, I've seen those videos.
Intelligence is out the window. What do they have? See, they like to talk a lot of crap about the women overseas, but a sign of intelligence is the ability to speak more than one language.
Absolutely.
A lot of these women in other countries can speak more than one language. What do these women have? She showed you. She led with what she has. That's all she's got. And majority of the women in this country, that's what they've got. That's it.
But would you say that music and fashion and social media pushes this? It's all about looks and what you have and the BBLs.
As an adult, you gotta rise above that. That's an excuse.
Hey Trey, I have a question for you. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I was a little bit outside of this, but we grew up with Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, Michelle A, them type of chicks. I don't recall seeing our female counterparts, even though they enjoyed the music, I didn't see them dressing like them, acting like them, mimicking them in any kind of way. So I'm saying this to say about social influence. If you are influenced by what you see out in celebrity world, that goes back to low intelligence and low IQ. And Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim, they were our modern day thoughts. Trina, all of them, they were our modern day thoughts. But our women didn't go around for the most part acting like that. Well, I mean, if you showed up at Freaknik, that was another thing. But I'm talking about, regularly at home, in the community, and the work. I mean,
there was more discretion, right?
There was a lot more. Yeah. Listen, back when I was growing up, when I was 17, 18, 19 years old, you didn't know which women sucked dick or not. When you found out, you were shocked.
Oh, yeah.
It was a bit like, what? She sucking dick? Yes. That was it. Now it's Yeah,
They eating ass.
And their reputation was ruined.
And their reputation was ruined. Now they brag about the shit. How much dick they can gobble. I can gobble 12 inches of that shit. And they'll be like, choke me with your dick, baby. I know I'm being crude.
My ears are burning.
That's how they look at Alyssa. That's how they talk now.
Yeah, it gets bad. It gets bad.
Listen, let me tell you something. And fellas, be careful because I'm talking about the work environment. These hoes are talking like this at work.
Oh,
I gotta tell a guy. You know how often I gotta get up and walk away from my area because these broads are talking because I know the moment that shit go left, they're gonna be like, "Well, TJ was it? TJ ain't seen shit. TJ ain't heard shit."
Oh no.
But I'm just saying, social media. I don't know. I don't want to give it that much power because social influence has always been there. That's all I'm trying to say. It's always been there. So there are more outlets now, but I think the shame of what it is, and I'm gonna blame the church because as soon as they started that "come as you are" bullshit, people started coming in from the club. The pastor started wilding out. You know, but I'm just saying. So I don't know.
Well, you are supposed to come as you are. You're not supposed to keep coming back as you are.
There you go. But that's what they do. You go to church now. You can't do. I was telling a niece of mine. She's 21 years old. She came out the house a few weeks ago, and I swear she had on 3 face towels for an outfit, one for each titty, one for her. And I looked at it. I lost my everlasting shit.
Good.
On her. I clowned her. I got out my car and clowned her hard. And so she was like, she was like, "I'm not no hoe." I said, "You wearing a fucking hoe uniform. I don't know that." I said, the men out here don't know the difference between you and an actual hoe. Get your funky ass back in that house. Especially around me. I take no shorts. With my nieces, nephews, my daughter, none. I'm going to clown you where I find the mess at. And then her mama sitting there talking about why are you talking to her like that? I told my sister like this, "Excuse me, I'm this little inside bitch, shut the fuck up." Because if you would have taught her anything, she wouldn't have came outside like this.
Yep, you are addressed on how you dress. And by the way, I did do a show on that on my channel, so go ahead and check it out. And since I'm plugging myself, let me go ahead and plug the BMU network. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Support the network, support the content creators. Drop a cash app. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a good topic. And again, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Whatever color, creed you are, do not get offended. And if you do get offended, I don't give a fuck because it needs to be talked about. It really does. It needs to be talked about. So now we're gonna get Peter in on this, and then we're gonna go ahead and let JVJ talk. Peter, what do you think about the video that I showed?
Take a picture, write it down. I don't give a fuck. You hear?
I don't give a fuck. Exactly. What do you think about that video that I showed about her turning around and the guy told her, no, let me see your face.
Yeah, that's a good point there. Like most of these girls now, they're less stressed going out and more dressed at home. Like, what the fuck? Like, don't get me wrong, I will respect and admire a beautiful body any day of the week. The gym is the worst place for example. I see these girls wearing less and less and less clothes at the gym. Is it, man, guys are always harassing us at the gym. Maybe you have some clothes on and we won't be harassing you as much. It's literally Shark Tank. Literally. Like, if you cannot, say the gym is a place to show off, then why are all your clothes on? Why?
It's a distraction. Men are trying to work out. I'm trying to work out. And you come, I'm a chubby girl. I'm trying to look like you, bitch. And you dressed here half naked. You know what I'm saying? Showing everything off. But it gives me motivation.
That's not what it is.
What is it then, Trey?
It's to garner attention from a specific man.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It has nothing to do. I say this all the time. It's not that she's upset about you giving her attention. You're just not the right guy. because
she's not getting the attention from the guy that she wants.
It's a certain specific guy she wants the attention from, and she'll take it. I say that to guys all the time. It's not always that it's you. It's just not she. You're not what she's looking for. And the guy who's going to show that she really wants the attention from, trust me, I say this all the time. Women break rules for men. They break rules for men all the time. You just have to be the guy that she wants to break the rules for. Oh, I don't have sex this early. Bullshit. Just be the right guy. And she'll break that rule. Oh, I don't do this. Bullshit. Yes, you do. Yeah, you do. Just for the right guy.
Especially if you laying it down right, Trey. Especially if you laying it down right. Shout out to PA, Texas.
I'll let you get back grooming here in a second, but they just showed a video today of a guy, he's 6'8", he's walking around, and the women are just gawking at him. They can't. Every woman he passed, they just.
Yeah, but as soon as he opened his mouth, it was a turnoff because he led with penis.
Irrelevant. Embrace irrelevant. The point I'm trying to make is that it's the right type of guy. So you're gonna see the booty shorts. You're gonna see all this stuff. And if you approach this woman and she rejects you, most of the time it ain't really you. It's not nothing you said. It wasn't your approach. It ain't how much money you have or don't have. You just ain't the guy in her mind that she wanted. Maybe you weren't tall enough. I'm bald, so maybe she's looking for a guy who had hair. I don't know. But a lot of guys don't understand. They want attention. They always want attention. Show me any woman on the face of this planet from any country who said, I try not to get attention.
So with that being said, we're going to go to groomings and reviews, and then we're going to go to JBJ, because the crickets came out, grooming.
He does have a good
Great point, Trey. Great point. Yeah. I give you that one. That was kind of like mic drop. It was a mic drop.
Yeah, it was. You heard the silence, right?
I have a buddy of mine. We call him the Viking because he's ripped to the bone, long ass Viking beard and everything. I can't even tell how many times we're at Powerhouse, and every single girl, not just like going at him, they're literally throwing themselves on him. Like he doesn't give him time of day. Another guy, another YouTuber, Joe Swole, he says all the time, mind your goddamn business, leave you alone. Readers, all this stuff, literally have girls saying, recording and seeing the guys looking at her like, well, look at this old pervert staring at me. So they can get views and stuff like that. Like, that's not cool either. So they're using it as victims in a way. And they're not. They are setting themselves for failure. And that's the thing with, overseas too. Like most men who from overseas, if you hear a woman has 3 baby daddies, they're just running the other way. Even one that was like, fuck this. I'm not dealing with this shit. I want somebody who does not have kids so I can start my own family. I don't need my family plus 3 other families, including my family. It's a lot of men won't deal with it. And people don't understand that. Like, oh, they had kids young. Yeah, you had kids young. That's a benefit of being, way Greeks are growing up. We have kids a little older because we're more mature to have kids. Sometimes you're not mature enough. And now you're divorced with 3 kids and no man wants to touch you.
I hear you. All right, JVJ, how you doing, sir, tonight?
I'm doing great. You got an echo. Ain't nobody tell you got an echo?
I don't know who has an echo. Is it me?
Yeah. You sound like that. Wow.
I don't hear no.
Oh, I don't hear it.
I don't hear it.
Is it just
I
me?
hear on my end. I said it to BMU in a back chat, but I don't think we can find who it's coming from.
All right, well, here, all y'all that came in first, and hopefully everybody else they don't hear it. But yeah, I'm here. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? I'm
Doing
back on
great.
track now. Jordan graduated. He's in with his pappy, so I'm back on track, JVJ. So
Where
let me
Biggie
get that
at?
out the way.
I just want to know where Biggie at. I don't care about Jordan. Where Biggie at?
He right here in his bed, sleep. He'll get up soon.
No. I don't need you to get him up. He got an attitude problem. But that's
I
what's up.
don't know if you saw the first video or the second video or how long you were listening to, but this show is about you want a good man, your ass got to compete. So do you think that women have to compete for the men that they want?
I'm making
And
nice
why?
for everybody. I'll make it nice for everybody. We all have to compete for what we want. Just so the
Okay.
ladies don't think that they're just on a boat or island by themselves. Now we all got to compete. If you want something, you better go work to get it. And that's the craziest stuff in society right now. I noticed that a lot of ladies have more of a problem with it when it comes to like, oh, you like that man? How dare you go ask him out on a date? How dare you pay for something for him? Like a lot of ladies push back on that and they call them pick meshas and mammies and all this stuff. That's the craziest shit in the world. Those ladies that push back on that and say that stuff to all of y'all ladies, they gonna die alone. And they might not even have a dog. Because anybody in this world, oh yeah, I'm be cold to them because misery loves company, and they want to bring down women that actually want a family with a man that cares about them. They want to push back on that and kill it. We were not designed to be by ourselves, men nor women. So if you want something, if you want a certain type of lifestyle, or you want a person that does certain things for you, you want a certain type of protection, you need to go get it because everything in this world is pretty much go get it or don't get it. Like you want a certain type of job, you got to compete for it. We get that aspect, men and women, we all get that aspect. But
You
when
want a
it comes to the
scholarship?
person, yeah, you want a scholarship, you want to make the team, you want to go on this trip, we all get that concept. But for some reason, when it comes to you want to be with somebody that's going to be with you for the rest of your life, fuck, I ain't doing that much for that shit. It's like how do you conflate this in your own mind to say that I'm not gonna compete for this? I don't think women are pick-me's. I don't think men are simps when they actually pursue the people that they want and do what they need to do to keep that relationship going. But you gotta compete. You have to. It's a rat race. We all out here trying to get it. We all out here trying to get it. Don't let nobody shame you into not getting what you want.
And that was going to be my next question to the panel.
Uh-oh.
To the men. How do you feel about when a woman initiates the first move to you?
Can you clarify?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. Oh, my bad. Grooming, go ahead.
Can you clarify?
You
Like,
want
you
me?
mean the kissing?
Well,
or like
I mean, okay, I'm gonna give you an example of me. This was me when I was younger. I go to the club. I see a guy that I'm interested in. I'm not waiting around. I see him looking at me. You looking at me. I'm looking at you. And I ain't got time for this foolishness. I'm gonna send over a drink to him. And I'm gonna let him know that I'm interested. And then when he brings up his cup and says thank you, and he gives me, come over here, I don't have a problem doing that because I've always been a go-getter. And if I see something I want and like, I'm going for it. What's the worst thing he could have said to me? No. Okay, move on to the next. How do you men feel about women like that holler at you first?
Grooming, let me go first. Please.
for it.
Y'all, let me go first. Look, Grace,
ahead.
I'm just gonna tell you this. From a dude to get pussy. If you initiate or try to come holler at me, I automatically think you trying to fuck.
Wow. Okay.
I'm just being dead ass serious. Like, this girl at the end of the bar sent you a drink. Yeah, she wanna fuck.
I couldn't simply want to get to know you and see what you about.
You can get to know me. You can get to know me, but that's where men's minds run to. We don't think the way you think. Like, women just don't naturally approach men on the regular. So if you show some, like, you're the aggressor,
okay,
I'm automatically, me personally, I ain't speaking for the other gentlemen on the panel. They can speak for themselves. But if a woman rolled up on me, it's like, yeah, she bought you a drink and she like, hey, what you doing tonight? I think she want to fuck. Because women don't roll up on dudes like that. It's either one of the two things. She want to fuck or somebody about to rob me.
It's disgusting.
Oh boy.
Damn. Okay, so JVJ says that's she want to sleep with the guy. Trey, what do you think if a girl makes her move? I mean, I use the club, but let's say it's at the grocery store or anywhere, and she makes her move at her
Why
first
you
move
trying
at
to
you.
make my shit worse than now you gonna throw in the grocery store? Why you gonna throw in the grocery store? He's trying to fuck me up.
No, the whole point is the woman making the first move.
You
That's
just
the whole point.
sabotage, man. I'm be quiet. You sabotage me.
JBJ, you sound wild. You sound like a wild boy with that one. Now, I could understand a man being apprehensive if a woman approaches because it's not of the norm, but just to automatically assume she trying to slide on your man meat, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy to me. Listen, and I know you jumped to
It's
Trey.
super sausage.
I know you jumped to Trey, but listen, I'm not married anymore, but my wife has some smooth ass game. She really did. I was in a different lifetime. I was an author, so I was doing a book signing, and my wife was a high school teacher, and so when she came up to get my book signed, to get her book signed from me, she was just straight up. She was like, "Hey, she was like, I teach English, and we teach all kind of subjects in English. Would you mind come talking to my class?" And I'm telling you, I never made it to her fucking class.
Oh, boy.
I mean,
damn.
I said she was smooth with, and of course, she taught high school. You know what I mean? High school English. She taught AP or college prep English, whatever. So I was like, yeah, no problem. So instead of just signing the book, I gave her my contact information. I gave her I gave her my contact information, and yeah, we never fucking made it to the goddamn because she called maybe like a couple weeks later, talking about some nonsense, and then a couple days later, some more nonsense, and then you want to meet out for coffee. Then I asked her, you want to meet up for coffee or whatever the case may be, and it just kind of went on from there. So it depends on how the approach is happening. You know what I mean? I think most men prefer to do the approaching, but if it's a worthwhile woman and she does it in a classy way, I think that's okay. It takes the pressure off the brother. Plus now he knows Plus she knows he's interested. That's half the battle right there. Then he can take it from there. But just to be like, oh, she sent me a drink. She want this man meat. She want to gobble on the man meat. I don't think that's.
I'm just TJ, don't push back on it because I think we all can agree with it if I put it in a different perspective. Shout out to my boy Biggie. Like, look, when a man approaches a woman, I hope most women understand this. He is sexually attracted to you. Do most people agree with that? Do men agree with that? If a man is sexually attracted to her, right?
Yeah.
So if a woman approaches a man, why is it a problem to say that she's sexually attracted to him?
Because she's out of place.
Yeah, but guess what? That amplifies it. Like amplifies the fuck out of it.
It doesn't
If
matter
a
if it
woman,
amplifies it or not. She's out of place, and it's
she can be out of place though.
and it's off-putting. And nothing that says that a woman
To certain people, yeah.
It's nothing that says that a woman can't and doesn't want to have sex. But as women, you guys are supposed to be a little bit more covert about getting what you want, and not overt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, choosing signals.
And the idea is that you were born with a certain set of skills, i.e., your beauty, that's supposed to be able to seduce us into getting what you want. And this is a skill. This is an art form that a lot of women, the modern day women, have no idea on how to do this anymore. They don't know how to attract a man without sending him a drink and saying, "I'm trying to fuck. What's up?" As a matter of fact, it's actually quite masculine, and it's off-putting. It really is. It's off-putting. For me, I literally just ignore those women. I've had women send me drinks. Ignore it. Or I tell them send it back. It's off-putting.
Okay, so let me hear from let me hear from Alicia. Alicia, what do you think about that scenario about women making the first move?
I believe with oh, I'm sorry, it doesn't show your name.
Yeah, Grace, show the name.
gentleman
Take that comment
with the
away.
who was speaking.
Hello, I'm not engineering the show. I'm on somebody else's network.
You better put them nice ass
The
nails to
gentleman
work.
Trey, it's a Trey Taylor. I agree with what he said. It can be off-putting. It has to be done in a certain way. A woman has to approach a man in a certain way. I personally wouldn't do it, but to each his own. I can see how a certain type of man would like that. I guess it would stroke his ego. But me personally, I don't agree with it being so forward. I would show up at the grocery store every Tuesday whenever he's there.
I
Yes.
think there's a way to do it without like being like in the bar situation. I want to take that off the table because that's a different. I mean, I don't believe you're ever gonna meet Prince or Miss Charming in the fucking bar.
Exactly.
But like
Oh,
like for my instance
No, the great said to say, what
when
about
I got
me?
when
no,
I
no,
got
I got another scenario.
hold on. When I got married, with the woman I ended up marrying at the time, her, doing the way she did it, I thought that was slick.
Yes.
That was pretty
Yes.
slick.
That
As a
was
woman,
nice.
if you're interested, you have to let a guy know because especially if you're in a moment where you know that you probably will never see this person again. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? If you're in a situation like that, you got to take your shot. Now you
Kudos to
should,
her.
and she was, and I never looked at it as her taking a shot. I literally, because it wasn't the first time someone had asked me to come speak to a high school class or do anything like that. It wasn't the first time that happened to me, so I didn't think anything of it. It wasn't until I was fully fledged dating this woman that I realized that I got
She
swindled.
set you up. She set you up, man. It was a
Yeah,
swoop game. She got you on, and she
she
got you.
sure did. Boy, I
Yeah.
didn't see that
And
shit
that's
coming a
how
mile
I,
away.
I think that's how it should be.
And here's the thing:
No, like
all she had to do was make her initial invitation, and then she made her initial phone call.
ladies
And
plant
then after
seeds.
and then after that, it was I did everything else after because the conversation. I'm like, oh, this woman got a good conversation. Oh, she can talk about this. And she was fine. On top of that, my wife. So it worked fine for me. I don't know, but she had natural hair. She with dreadlocks. She, I liked her. So she fit the mold of what I liked to begin with. So it went down that road, but. I don't think if we're in a club situation, ain't no I'm not
Okay, well, let me give you another scenario. Okay,
Oh,
I coached basketball, and all the coaches are there. We're doing the draft. We're getting the teams together, and this gorgeous man walked in. He absolutely took my breath away. He was in a suit, cufflinks. I mean, just
I got my drink in my
Oh.
all my bells and whistles went off. I said, I got to get that number before tonight's end. Because if I don't, the next chick will. Somebody's son's mother's going to get it. The season is about to start. I'm going to shut that shit down. So because he came late, he turned to me and said, "You got the names of the team?" I said, "Yeah, sure. Well, I know you came late, but if you need me to call you and give you the team members and their phone numbers, just go ahead and give me your phone number and I got you." And he was like, "All right, no problem." What did he do? 2 days later, I called him. We went on a date and we dated for 3 years straight. I mean, if I wouldn't have done that, you know what I'm saying? He probably would have done it too, because I saw him checking me out. But I've always been that way, guys. I'm a go-getter. I see something I want, whether it's a man, a car, a job, or anything. I'm going for it. I'm
I got
not.
my drink in my two-step.
look,
I don't fear.
Grace.
I don't fear rejection. You
Grace,
know.
I think the biggest thing, and I think this would be a bigger message for all the ladies, especially, and I like that he got JT doing this shit. That was pretty funny. But look, man, fucking like ladies in 2024, I think y'all will need to be a little bit more aggressive about getting the guy that you want, like going beyond the choosing signals. Because I understand, I know. I can't see his name down below, but he right beside me. You right here. I see.
Trey.
So
Yeah, right.
the message we want to send to already overly masculine women is to be more aggressive.
No. I'm telling the women that actually want a man and actually want to be submissive to a man. I'm not. I don't care about the masculine chicks. They can buy a dog and die alone. I don't care about them. But the women that actually want a man, they're gonna have to understand in the dynamic of society that we have right now. A lot of men are a little bit more standoffish when it comes to approaching women, just because what they could be accused of. Like I literally did a video like yesterday or the day before where a woman was like, "Yeah, me and this guy went out on a date," and then he was like, "You want to come back to my place?" He was like, she was like, "We're not having sex," and then they get there and he doesn't try to have sex with her. He just cuddles her the whole night, and the very next day she wakes up, it's like, "Yeah, I told him all that, but he didn't even try. Is he gay?" It's like dudes got to deal with the crazy like responsive how a
Yep,
lot of
the
these
Me Too
ladies' minds
movement.
work. It's like you would be in a better position in today's society if a woman initiates it. I'm not telling men not to be men, not to approach women and try to go after what they want, but I'm saying you would be in a safer position if the woman was the one who approached you. A
Oh,
lot
that
of
would be so
stress would be
uncomfortable.
relieved. Yeah, but guess what? That's what guys deal with all the time. A lot of dudes have a lot of stress relieved off of them because they see people like Jonathan Majors getting hemmed up. They see these Johnny Depp trials. I'm not saying that men shouldn't be men because I believe a man should approach. A man should be the one that faces a woman.
You're using examples of men who were already with the women. The context it matters. They were
No,
already with, hang on. They were already with. You said Johnny Depp. He was already with her.
Amber Heard
You
pursued
used
him.
Johnny used Jonathan Majors. They were already together. We're talking about the approach. They don't
Yeah,
know each other.
both of those women approached both of those guys. Even
Yes,
they both said it.
but the case, but what the way in which you're using those examples, you're using them based on after they got together, not the approach.
No, I'm saying both of those women
Oh
approached
God,
those
and you're
men.
missing it. Let's stay with me. Stay with me.
I'm
I'm
listening to you.
talking about the approach. We're not talking about Johnny Depp approached this woman and she Me Too'd him. That's not what we're
Yes,
saying.
no, that's not what we're saying. I'm saying that Amber Heard approached Johnny Depp.
Again, listen closely. I am not
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about
not getting it. Yeah, go ahead.
I know
Anissa's here. Embrace the grace whenever you're ready.
What was that?
Anissa's here in the back. She's ready. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, I did want to address one of Anissa's comments. She said, "But did you marry him?" I mean, we are so quick to jump the gun. How about asking me, why didn't you marry him? Didn't marry him because he had to move to Baltimore to take care of his sick mother, and that ended up taking 4 years. And I wasn't going to move up to Baltimore and uproot my son, so that's why that didn't happen. And we are in touch till this day. So
Great. Don't do that. You already know. Don't do that. Go back to Trey. Finish with
no,
your point.
it's like we're
Drake, you
so
ain't gotta
quick
qualify
to jump the
yourself.
gun.
Stop qualifying yourself for these motherfuckers. You ain't gotta qualify yourself. They watching you. You ain't watching them.
Damn. Thank you.
I hear you.
Go ahead,
They
Trey.
they watching you. You ain't gotta qualify yourself to them. But Trey, can you? I ain't trying to interrupt. I ain't trying to run the show. I want to hear his point.
the question is about approach, not relationships. The examples you gave were about relationships that dissolved. It wasn't about approaches that dissolved. You use Jonathan Majors and Johnny Depp. Their relationships dissolved. We're talking about the approach. Very rarely, if ever, do men get Me Too'd because of an approach. They get Me Too'd after some sort of relationship has been developed
Oh,
between
okay, I get
a
you.
man and a woman.
Oh,
So
I get you. I got you.
the issue here is if you put a woman in a masculine position to begin with, then that's what you can expect throughout the duration of your time in dealing with her. How you start this is how it's going to end.
Yeah.
And
I get that.
if you don't put her in a feminine position from day one, then she's never going to leave there. She needs to learn how to attract a man. Women shouldn't be able. They used to drop. TJ, am I wrong? Did they not used to drop handkerchiefs? Was that not the thing?
Oh yeah.
You just drop anything.
Trey.
It wasn't just a handkerchief. They'll drop anything.
Trey, I'm gonna go back to. I said this a while ago. Trey, sometimes it used to be how they walked in front of you.
Stumble and fall. Stumbling like halfway fall.
No.
I ain't worried about, I ain't talking about the hip swing.
JBJ, listen. Women used to have a walk. Used to have a walk that could stop traffic. I know that sounds cliche, but they did.
No, it don't.
Now our women walk like fucking linebackers and pit bulls.
Like this. Yeah, I know. It was like
dudes.
it was like them
They
hips
walk
was
like
swinging from
dudes,
side
yeah.
to side. I know what you're talking about. It was like my grandma walked. I know what y'all referring to. I know
let me
what
tell
y'all
you something,
referring to.
JBJ. There's this lady at my church. I was about 13 years old. That's when I knew I liked women. This heifer, she used to walk up and down the
13?
aisle. This woman used to walk up and down the aisle. My God. She knew, and you knew she was doing too. She would walk up down the aisle and with this fucking sachet. I can't describe it because I ain't no woman, but it was. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, yeah.
Look,
No,
to Trey's point, I'm not asking women to become further masculine than what they already are. I'm pretty much saying, look, it's 2024 and we're kind of living in the society that we are. I do want to push back, and I try my best to push back on this brainwashing that has been pushed upon our women, regardless of what race you're in or what generation you come from. There's a lot of feminism that's been pushed on them. I'm telling the men to adapt to the situation that they're in. I can't give somebody a playbook from 1957 and tell them to operate under that playbook in 2024. I can't.
Do you
I,
think that would lead to more marriages?
honestly,
Lasting
right now,
marriages, anyway.
honestly, right now, the incentive is higher for divorce than it is for a sustained marriage. So I don't. I would honestly tell you no. The only way it's going to truly change until we actually put into the mindset of a lot of these younger females, which is really going to end up having to come from other women, that marriage is actually valuable. But until that happens, I can't say anything. But I'm telling the men to be wise about, like, a man. I'm a man's advocate. And I understand, like, my points might sound crazy, but I'm a man's advocate. So I'm gonna advise men on the best way to move. And that's why I said if a woman sends you a drink, she probably want to do something because women ain't spending no money on no men. They not. That's not what women are designed to do, and that ain't what a lot of women like to do. And most women kind of have this hive mind concept, especially in 2024 with social media being involved. So if a woman sends you something, I'm thinking that she want to fuck. Now that could be crazy for other people to think, but it is what it is. But
Damn, everything is about fucking with you.
But the issue isn't whether
it's
or
really
not
not.
the issue isn't whether or not they send that to you. If you're a men's advocate, then the proper advice would be on how to deal with that. And if a woman sends you that type of
In what sense?
why would you? If a woman sends you a drink and you are a man who's looking for a relationship, this is probably not the woman, more than likely.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. We know men just as well as you're a man, just like I'm a man. I could be looking for a relationship. That don't mean I won't fuck something.
He does have a good
Let's
point.
let's be real, man. Like for real, let's like we're not. I didn't think I came over here to do some cookie cutter conversation. Like we're grown as men. There's been many a nights where the club has been like, okay, this is the last. We
If
got 5 minutes to come and buy your alcohol.
if you can't control your urges, you probably aren't qualified to
I'm
be
not talking about
men.
myself personally. I'm talking about men in general.
Yeah, but you said that you're a men's advocate, correct?
I am a
Those were
men's
your
advocate,
words.
so I understand men.
But advocate meaning that you would give advice, correct?
I'm giving advice. That's what I'm
How?
saying. I'm giving
How if
advice.
you saying that you would fuck a woman that sends you a drink?
I'm saying a man will. A man will. If a woman sends a man a drink, he's gonna think most likely
Right.
50%.
And as a male advocate, shouldn't the advice be send the drink back? She's not worth the time.
Why would he send the drink back?
And that's why you shouldn't be advocating.
No. See, that's why you don't understand what you're talking about. Why should he send the drink back? Give me that. Give me that
Because if
answer.
all
I
she
think
wants to
he's
do is
saying
fuck,
that we need
that she's
more
not worth your
sexual
time.
discipline.
Yeah.
No, it's not about sexual discipline. I said that this man that gets a drink from a woman would think that this woman wants to have sex. Him taking the drink does not take that thought away. What are you talking about?
But not all men would think like that, JVJ.
What?
But let's kill this
Oh
conversation
my
and let's
God.
get Uncle. Let's get Unc up in here. Let's get Unc up in here. We can't spend too much time on the same thing. How you doing, sir? Thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting the Black Man Unfiltered Network and me, Embrace the Grace. I don't know how long you've been listening, and the topic is about if you want a good man, your ass needs to compete, women. How do you feel about that? Do you think that women need to learn to compete when it comes to getting a good man?
Absolutely. And I just don't think that it has to be all the time sexual or aggressive.
Oh, absolutely.
It doesn't
I
have.
agree with you.
It's a very small percentage.
I get. As a matter of fact, I ask ladies this:
Go ahead.
what does your peace model look like?
What was that?
What does my what model look like?
Peace model.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Okay. This same girl. What up, Trey? The same girl that Brother Jay said got a drink. This is me. Again, I'm 59. This is to be a little different, but I'm at a bar. A woman sends me a drink. Rule number one is I don't drink anything that I didn't see poured. But I'm gonna take the drink over and go, hey, how you doing? What's your name? Valerie? Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Jeff. Blah blah blah. Let's converse. Let's see what your likes are, what your dislikes are. You know what? It's kind of loud in here. Let's go out on the patio and sit. If I like that interaction, I tell you what, let's meet a little later this week at a Starbucks and have some coffee. And all my interactions with you are going to be fully clothed with the sun up so that I can make sure that your vagina is not the only thing you can offer me, because if that's the case, I don't need it. I can buy that.
Ooh, preach.
Then, once she knows me, this Valerie, let's just say, which I'm not, I'm a football fan. Super Bowl's coming up. Big game. Me and Valerie have not slept together, but we like each other and she knows where I stay. She knows I'm having a party. I've talked to her about my friend Ghost. I've talked to her about my man TJ and about Jay and what Trey and what they like to eat. I've talked about that. She shows up uninvited. There are other women there. She comes in with a basket and says, hi, I can't stay, but I made some potato salad for everybody. And I understand, Trey, you like chicken. And I understand, TJ, you like roast beef, and you're a vegetarian, Jay. So I made this vegetarian dish for you. Just keep.
She's a keeper.
I'll pick it up later. I'll see you later and leave. Do you know what every man wants to know? Does she have a sister? And he ain't seen her drawers yet. That's a peace model. When you can walk into a situation and leave it more peaceful than you found it. That's what every man, whether he knows it or not, once he figures out that his dick just wants war, once he figures out that there's more to it than that, then that is what can happen if you don't refuse the drink and take it back and give her the Heisman out the gate. But then again, I was raised by pimps. So I got a whole different, I don't even look at women the same way most dudes do. Most dudes, I'm not afraid of y'all. I ain't gonna sit across the room and there's a good looking woman right there, and instead of speaking to her, I'm gonna pick up my phone. On none of that. I'm not.
I understand all that. I understand all that. But look, we gotta live in reality. Yeah. I feel you. We gotta live in reality. If a guy gets attention from a woman, most likely he's gonna think that woman wants to do something with him.
Okay, well, what's wrong with that?
I'm not like that's all I was saying. Like, and I think I was getting a little pushback for saying that. Most men, if they get attention from a woman, I think that they think that a woman is interested in them and they want to do something. Most women,
You know
like
what? That's good
even
news. I don't know
Lisa
that's bad
said,
news.
it's gonna be very hard for her to approach a man.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Most women do not want to approach a man. So if a woman approaches a man, initiates some contact, I don't think it's too far out of the woodwork to think that this man would have the mindset of, yeah, she probably won't fuck me. I don't think that's
I tell you what,
crazy.
no.
It's not crazy to think.
It's not crazy to think. It's just simplistic. It's overtly,
Life is
foolishly
simple.
simplistic.
Life is simple.
Okay. Life is simple, but it's also long, young brother. And what I'm telling you is that it's not wrong for a woman to find me sexually attractive. It's not. I don't find it bad. I'm looking for the bad news here. That a woman didn't you cut your hair and wash your car and wear clothes that ain't wrinkled so that women would find you attractive? Did you come out here to not be attractive? I tell you what, don't wash your ass for 3 days and come on in here if you really don't want to be attractive. I don't see an issue with it.
No, you're doing the exact same thing that Grace was asking. The question, the grand scheme, she was like, "Are women going to compete?" Pretty much, because men have to compete for the women that they want. Women have to compete for the men that they want, and that's what I'm saying. Like the drink getting sent down the bar. Like I think that was just a nonsense one to kind of knock it out. But at the end of the day, we have to all, as men and women, compete for what we want. We have to. Now the mindset, if a guy walks up on a girl. Ladies, y'all tell me, since it's two of y'all right here. If a guy
Okay.
just comes out of the woodwork, you at the beach, you in your bikini looking nice, hair looking good, water just glistening all off that skin. You already know what the fuck it is. And he approach you. And he's very aggressive with trying to approach you. What you think he's trying to do? I'm
He
just
I
has
mean,
asking. I'm just
aggressive in what
asking.
manner? Because I don't like when a man
No, he not
leaves
certain
touching
motives.
sex.
you. No, he not touching you. He not saying no
No,
sexually
he's not gonna
explicit
touch
shit.
me.
But he's not touching you. He's not saying no sexually explicit shit. But when a dude's applying that pressure, like them young kids like to say, he applying pressure, but he
Mm-hmm.
not saying nothing sexual. What do you think he ultimately wants to do? Or do you get caught up in the moment?
I mean, if any man, for the most part, approaches a woman, he wants something from her, whether it be a relationship or just relations.
Sex.
Yeah, he wants something from her if he
That's the
approaches
number one
her.
thing. Like, look, we all need to be honest, man.
He
If a
don't tend
dude
to ask
approaches
us for
you,
Be
directions.
honest.
if a dude approaches you, he wants sex. Like, let's just make that carte blanche. Anybody that approaches the opposite sex wants sex. Like,
Is
we
there a
gotta stop.
language? Is
I
there a
mean, that's
language
the
barrier
ultimate
here?
goal.
Is
No,
there
it's,
a
it's,
language
it's
restriction on this show?
you just can't really say the F word a lot, even though I said it like
Okay,
five
not the F
times
word. Okay. Ladies, I think it's the
in
height.
SA.
I think it's the light. Okay. I think it's the height of female arrogance to ever think that you are smart enough or insightful enough or supportive enough or deep enough or thoughtful enough for a man who's interested to ever forget you brought your pussy with you. We're not. We're not. We have other friends we can hang out with and chew with our mouths open. That's what we did. We're not interested in you first for your stimulating chit chat. That's not the first thing we're looking at. Are we sexually attracted to you? Yes or no? Dudes do not get dressed up going, boy, I hope I get into a meaningful relationship tonight. That's not it. We don't cut our hair.
The 80s and the 90s were the best cartoon era made, hands down. The new cartoons, I don't think they have the it factor like we did. The 80s and the 90s were the best cartoon era made.
I think that's a great point for another discussion. I don't know how we got in there.
Nah, that was actually a recording of grooming. Somebody played that grooming. I was watching grooming mouth. He was like, "Who the fuck is playing this shit, man?"
Okay. TJ has a question he wants to ask, so let's go ahead and bring him in. TJ, what say you?
I want to ask, help me with the pronunciation. Is it Alyssa or Alicia?
Alicia. Thank you.
Alicia. Oh, I'm sorry. You should have
No, it's
corrected
okay.
me.
No, it's
Alicia.
okay. Thank you.
Alicia. Now, I've listened. I've heard you say, I know the guys are talking, but I can hear when you talk because you're a lady. So I heard you say a couple times, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that. It's a part in relation to like approaching. So and I think the average woman has your mindset, I'm not approaching the guy. I think that's an average thought amongst most women, is that they don't feel the need that they need to approach. So how do you get your guy's attention if there's not some level of approaching that you do? How do you let someone know that you are available?
As far as approaching, like I wouldn't be in a bar because I don't drink, but sitting a drink.
Remember earlier I said I like to take the bar though, because that's not where you go find your how to ever fuck the goddamn bar. I told you how at the time how my wife got me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
How she okey doked me.
Yes, I like that approach. I like that approach.
Oh,
but would you do that?
Would you?
I would do that. Yeah, but not the like the bar.
I would never use that example again.
Okay.
Hey Jeff, did you?
What happened?
No,
were
but
you listening? Were you listening, Jeff, when I told you what my wife did?
No, I didn't hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do something like that.
You would do something like that. So
Yes.
this is for Jeff because he weren't there. So Jeff, in my former life, I used to be an author. Like I was an author when they were handing out book deals. So I actually had a book deal because you got authors now who do self-publishing crap. No, I was at a book signing.
Like a publishing house gave you
Yes.
some,
Yes, I had. So I was on a book signing on a book tour, and I was on. Usually, book signings, your book tours, your hometown or where you're living at is the last one, so you can just go home. You know what I mean? So I'm at home, and I'm at a bookstore / cafe, whatever, and so I'm doing this book signing, and this woman approaches me. She was like second to last in line. She approaches me and she says, "Hey, I already read your book. I just want to get it signed." And she goes, "I'm a high school English teacher. Could you come speak to my class?" And me having had that before and had that request put in through my publisher before, no big deal. So but this time I'm at home in my home city. I'm not going to make her go through no publisher. Gave her my contact information.
Sure.
Jeff, I stayed married to her for 12 years. Never once visited her class.
Oh.
She did her homework.
Not once.
He said, "Oh,
you
not
get to the kids, okay."
Yeah, fuck them kids. That's what she said. That's what she said. And let me tell you something. After about 2 weeks later, I forgot about her. 2 weeks later, she called.
You said, "Fuck them kids too."
Yeah. 2 weeks later, she called. We were talking about just life stuff, regular old conversation. That was the only time she ever called me. After that, I called her every time. The first time we met up outside was because I requested I made the invite.
You made them. Well, I think what's missing here is
it took me about a year before I realized I hadn't been invited to her class to speak.
Before you figured out these kids in another grade now. Shit.
I don't understand the problem. Like, what's the problem? I get that we want to keep traditional roles going, but I don't understand what's the problem with a woman
showing interest.
Yeah, like, because I understand back in the day, it was choosing signals. Like the girl, she'll drop something like y'all said before. She'll look at you, or she'll do something, bump into you. Oh, excuse me, stuff like that. But I'm like, in 2024, with all the risks that a lot of dudes are dealing with what we see going on a day-to-day basis, like, I don't get why it's an issue for a woman to like initiate something. I'm not saying
that's not how she's taught.
I think I could explain.
Go ahead, Uncle Jeff.
I think I could explain it. It is because, and again, I think and forgive me, Sister Grace. I'm Black first. I usually speak about Black women because specifically they have a relationship with their men that is unlike any in human history before. We've never seen this before. So I have to say that feminism, which is basically the white woman being upset about not getting her fair share of what her man stole from the Indians, has nothing to do with Black people. But because of what has happened with the feminist movement, if you are not willing to separate yourself as a woman outside of this mental Me Too bullshit, that's all that we see. So until you separate, ladies, your biggest enemy is not bad men or bad women. It is good women who protect and do not separate themselves from the bad women. You have to go out of the way to consecrate yourself so that we understand that we're not dealing with this Me Too bullshit. Now, how you do that is up to you. But what you're dealing with is what you asked for. You asked for equality. Well, now that's what you have. You should have asked for decency, because then I could pay you what you're worth and open your door. But so many of you eschew, you give chivalry the Heisman. So that leaves a man in this conundrum. Trey's not wrong. He's not. Because we are in a conundrum that has been built, excuse me, by you if we see you as a woman and you haven't separated yourself from it. So until you do, and I'm working on some products that may help you, but until you do, make it abundantly clear that you ain't under this shit, you're gonna be dealing with this shit.
All right, here you go. Make a clear distinction because we live in a world of have and have nots. So I get the concept of what you were trying to say, Unc. I get it. But we
What are
live in
you
a world of
trying, man?
haves.
What are you trying to say?
Now, I
Take issue
kind of
with
get the concept. But we live in a world of have and have nots. Those
Okay.
women that go out there and you see that they're married to the most successful men in the world,
Okay.
they initiated that.
I'm sorry. You're gonna need to back that up with some. That sounds very vague, and that sounds more like trying to say something than what I said.
Okay.
And
I'll
Jay,
help
wait,
you out.
hold that thought,
That's all right.
because TJ has to leave in 3 minutes, and he wanted to make an announcement. So let him make the announcement because you guys are gonna deep dive into this. So go ahead, TJ. What say you?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me up here, and shout out to Black Men Up Filter Network. I just want to pass along that on my channel Through the Fire podcast on 2 weeks from today, I'll be doing my first Relentless series, and my first guest is going to be Obsidian. So one of the co-founders of the Black Manosphere. So I just want to make that announcement. 2 Mondays from now, I will be doing my first ever Relentless series on my channel Through the Fire podcast. I think you can still find me under Real Bravado Network. I think you need to search that yet because I haven't gotten in the algorithm yet. And I just want to make that announcement that he's going to be there. It's going to be interesting to have a origin story conversation with Obsidian. So I just wanted to put that out there for those. So go to my channel, subscribe, set a reminder. The thumbnail's already there. Set a reminder for the Relentless series featuring Obsidian in 2 weeks on Through the Fire podcast.
Can you put a link in the chat?
Yeah, let me see. How do I do that?
Yeah, man.
All right, T.
I'll send some folks over there, man, to support, man. Yeah, put it in the chat.
All right, TJ, we got you, and we'll help you get it out, get the word out there and stuff. But guys, we got to stay focused because I didn't know we was on a time limit, so I want to get the information that I, of course, researched, because I don't just come up here and talk my shit. I do my research and I bring solutions. Yes, I bring forth a lot of the fuckery that we go through, but at the end of the day, I also want solutions because my intent is to unite us all, whether you're black, white, polka dot, Martian, melanated, not melanated, whatever the case may be. We need more
I'm selling
unity.
my shit.
Okay, so I'm gonna teach y'all women a little game, and I'm gonna need somebody to drop me a cash app because the game is to be sold, not told. Okay,
There's that.
so I looked up a article that it says, well, how do you get the man that you want? And I'm just gonna drop a few gems here for y'all. Y'all could drop a few gems for me too, and you guys can agree with it or take it with the men on the panel. You can elaborate on it because I learned from men. If we want to know about men, we got to learn from the men, not these raggedy ass women that don't know shit, that are single, so this is why I think that my knowledge about men is my IQ is very high. I grew up in a 2-parent household. I had nothing but uncles and cousins around me, and I was that one chick that hung out with the dudes, either she was fucking the whole crew or she was with somebody with the crew. You know what I'm saying? I was with somebody with the crew. I wasn't doing the whole crew. But I think that my IQ on men is very high. So let's go over this. Don't look for the right man. Be the right woman. Be the right woman. We have a freaking list of 2,000 things that we want from a man. But before you ask a man something of the list, become the list. Okay? This bullshit that you want 6 feet, 6 figures, 6 abs, when your ass is fat, driving a hoopty, and work at McDonald's. I mean, it's not going to work, ladies. It's really not. It's not. Be confident in yourself, and not just with your pussy, but don't be desperate. Me, I'm from New York. I know you guys say it's masculine, but if I see a guy that I want at the grocery store, at the post office, I'm going to find a way to get some comment. I'm not going to lead with sex because I don't dress sexual. I'm not going to lead with vulgarity. I'm not going to lead with money. I'm going to lead with conversation.
Sure.
And then once I see that he's interested, I pass him the baton. I done my part. I let you know that I'm interested. Now it's up to you. Because with men, if you ladies didn't know, they don't like to be rejected, and they don't want to go through the humiliation of rejection. And we don't teach our young boys about rejection. So sometimes they'll see a girl that they want to talk to, but because just that fear of rejection and humiliation, they'll miss out on the best girl ever. So sometimes it is up to us to smile at them. Let them know that we're interested. And I bet you that man will walk up to you right away. Take care of yourself. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and sexually. Take care of that goddamn vagina. I don't know if you guys believe in energy transfer, DNA imprints, but you cannot go around sleeping with 5, 6 different men and not expect to take on these men's characteristics and think that that's okay. I mean, save yourself for the one that you really want. Get you a rose, get you a pack of batteries, and deal with pussy discipline. Okay? And wait, hold out on the guy that you want. Because I see these young women, they dress half naked. They talking about they eat box and they do that. I mean, what's better? Me approaching a guy with conversation or dressing half naked talking about I want to eat your body? I mean, I don't get it. Maybe because I'm old school. I'm 49 years old. We were a little bit more discreet back then. We were freaks back then. We were playing 7 Minutes in Heaven and Spin the Bottle and all that bullshit. But we were a little bit more discreet with it than how it is today. There's no mystery.
These hoes ain't loyal. You gotta find somebody.
I mean, you give a man no, they're not intrigued because you're wearing the lingerie out in the streets. What is there left to wear in the bedroom? I'm just saying. I mean, you men can stop me at any time.
Nothing. That's what I'm wearing in the bedroom.
Quietly let him know you're interested. I may not be so quiet with it because I don't know when I'm ever going to see this man again. So I'm a hollow. Okay. The only thing you're going to tell me is no. And most of the time I haven't been rejected, you know, and a guy will gracefully let me down because he's not into chubby girls. And he's like, you're just not my type. Okay, no problem. Keep it moving.
I got my drink.
And here it is. A lot of guys are chicken. Their fear of rejection. They haven't been taught to deal with rejection, so they won't risk humiliation. If there's a chance they are going to be rejected, they probably won't go for it. So they need to have a pretty good idea that you're interested before they take it to the next level. There's nothing wrong with letting a man know because you're making it easier for him. Men, and I'm putting it out here for women. You want because if you won't do it, I will. And then y'all gonna get mad that I'm with your black men because I did what I had to do to get him and you didn't. And then you're gonna call me a black woman basher and that I'm racist and I'm all of that. Don't get mad, get a cape on and get super mad because I'm gonna get the man that I want. Period. Go ahead, Unc. What you got to say?
First, what? And I'm gonna guess you either from Brooklyn or the Bronx.
I got I'm half of me is from the Bronx, the other half is from the Queens.
Okay, and you Puerto Rican?
No, I'm Dominican Sicilian.
Dominican Sicilian. Okay, both the Moors invaded Sicily. Dominican is a boat stop, as is Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, the phrase comes from the breakdown of the phrase is port of riches. That riches was from the sale of slaves. So let's kill all this with Puerto Rican women are taking your black men. No, they're not. You haven't been to Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic. There's some brothers over there dark as Idris Elba. Anyway, the only thing I gotta give a little pushback on is the men and rejection. Any man that can't take rejection from a woman, too fucking bad.
Exactly.
Too fucking
But
bad.
they taking it to the extreme. They killing girls.
Oh, please,
This is
Grace.
what
You're using a small amount of
Okay,
encounters.
yeah, that's just yeah. That's not
That
an
can't take rejection ain't been rejected enough.
yeah.
That's the
That ain't
problem.
that's yeah. That's the thank you. That's okay. There are 500 reasons a woman won't dance with you that ain't she's a bitch. This ain't her song. You look too much like her cousin. You look too much like the nigga that cheated on her best friend. Her feet hurt. There's 100 reasons. Take the fucking no on the chin, get the sand out your pussy, and get it moving, dude.
Exactly.
That's one. That's one. Number two, in a little, and I'm really most of what you said, I'm like 92% in there.
Okay.
I'm 92% with you. The other 8 is just I don't think that a woman necessarily has to full, and I'm not saying that's what you do, full court press a man. You don't. I think what you said about being approachable and kind. How about getting to know him as a human being? How about let's figure out what kind of human beings we are?
The content of their character.
Any two man, that's been watered down with the Dr. King shit. That's why I don't go there. Any two mammals can fuck. Okay? When we get naked, your stomach ain't flat, my dick ain't 10 inches long. Where are we now? We're at the point of honesty. And that's what sex is supposed to be about. Honesty. Be kind, be honest, and be peaceful, ladies. Put your dukes down. Stop looking to fight. Can we just be nice?
You're absolutely right. And
I'll say this, I'll land the plane. This you attract what you are is also bullshit. If you cute, you attract everything. What did you pick?
Okay. So once we get to that point where now both parties involved know that they're interested. Now for us women, we have to allow him to lead. Okay? Respect is a man's greatest emotional need and is hold on, let me finish.
Well, your verbiage is a little off. Allow?
I don't think so at all.
Let the man lead.
Girl, go ahead. Your verbiage wasn't no problem. That's what it is. It's women allowing men to lead. Otherwise, they would be a wrench.
You don't ever go to a woman and ask her, "Can I lead you?"
No, but guess what?
These are gems that I'm dropping to the women because women don't let men lead anymore.
No,
I lead. You make the choice to follow. If you don't, so be it. But I lead regardless. But I'm not asking. But this isn't about allowing.
Hold on. Back up a little bit.
I'm not allowing.
Can we back up a little bit? Can we just back a whoa, Trey?
He not getting the point, man. He not getting the point.
It's not about getting the point.
I don't think so.
Words matter. Words matter.
Words do matter.
Have
Guess what?
So when you use the word allow, that means that you have given permission. You're telling somebody it's okay for you to do this.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is, I don't ever ask a woman, "Can I lead you?"
All right,
Trey, it's not about you asking.
And if she doesn't like it, she can get off the fucking train and
Trey.
go about her business.
Okay, Trey.
I'm trying to teach women of what to do. I'm not literally saying it. Tell the man to lead.
You need to teach them the proper way.
Okay,
when you use words like allow, you set them up for failure.
All right.
Woman. Trey.
Stop trying to interrupt me. It's not going to work.
Let him run.
I had pushback for your last one too, but you skipped ahead. You let Uncle Jeff have all the time. But I had pushback too about rejection. Since when are young boys not used to being rejected? We play games that are full of competition when we grow up. Somebody has to lose.
But they're not taught how to deal with rejection.
Of course,
that's the point.
Deal with rejection. Of course you are.
How?
You are using a small. You coach basketball. They're not taught how to lose. They're not taught about rejection.
No,
And
they're
when they
giving a
lose,
trophy. Everybody's giving a trophy now for participation. I
do
tell
they
my
not? Did
kids,
they?
no,
Did
you
they? Did
suck.
they?
You're
Did
not
they?
playing today.
Did they
That's
not
the kind of
lose?
coach I was.
Did they
I'm not
not
going to
lose?
sugarcoat it.
Did they not lose?
Who? Me?
I coached the participation trophy kids too, and they still lost. And when they lost, they cried because they lost, regardless of the trophies that they got. Young boys are taught rejection. They get it when they grow up and they go through middle school. The girl that they like, she don't like
But are
them
they
back.
taught how to
He's taught about
handle it? That's what I'm trying to get
what
at.
exactly would you like for them to do to handle it? Because what you're using is a small sample size saying, well, a lot of these guys can't handle it, and he's going to go to the trunk and go get his gun.
A lot of these young men do not have the emotional intelligence, Trey, and they're doing crazy shit. And you've heard of it.
Millions of women get hollered at every day. Millions. How many cases end with the woman getting murdered at the end of the day, or her getting physically assaulted by the man? How many
Very
cases?
few.
Very few.
Grayson said a lot of things that I would disagree with, but Trey, I don't know why you taking it to the place that you taking it to. Like it's not even that. It's not even that
Because
deep.
words have meaning, and for you people that always want to give advice to somebody, what you say matters. Yes, I use the word
black
you
people.
Yes, I use the words "you people." Yes,
Yeah,
because
look,
if you're going to advocate and you're going to give
allow.
advice, it needs to be good
Grace, let me know
advice.
when it's my turn.
Okay, well, guess what, Trey? I'm gonna give you some great advice. Guess what? The word "allow" is not a crazy word to say when a woman says, "I allow him to lead," because she has to be willful to follow. So she allowed him to lead by pushing back, taking back on what she's actually doing. You want to say it's crazy to say allow? A lot of women say, "I allow him to lead me," because they do.
The
It's not saying
definition. I'm
that
gonna read you the
they are
definition of
stopping. No,
allow.
hold
I'm gonna
up.
read you the definition of allow.
Hold up real
Give
quick, Trey, before
someone
you
permission
okay.
to do something. That's the definition of allow.
Okay,
Give
guess what?
someone
She
permission.
gave that man the permission
No,
to
men should
lead
not be
her.
asking. Men should not be asking for permission.
I
They're
never
not
That's
asking
said
for
allowing.
that.
He don't
These
get it.
are
He
notes
don't get
that
it.
I have to tell women,
Trey.
allow the man to lead. You're
You said
taking
it
it too
again.
literally.
No. He's crazy as hell
How am I
because a
taking it
man.
literally? You
Okay,
use the
here.
word allow. You
Okay,
use the
let's
word
move
Real
on,
quick,
allow.
guys.
real
Let's
quick,
move
real
on.
quick.
I'm
I'm gonna
not
kill
doing
it.
this.
Grace,
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
doing
kill it
it.
real quick.
I got
Grace,
it.
I'm gonna kill it real quick
Words don't
right
matter.
here. Right here. Trey, I want you to understand how
I don't need to
man.
understand anything. I'm good.
No.
I'm good.
I'm
I'm
about
good.
to kill it. I'm
Words
about to kill it.
don't
Okay, just
matter.
mute
Go
Trey
ahead,
real
Grayson.
quick, like
Words don't matter.
because
Say
I'm gonna
whatever
say
you
it.
want.
I'm gonna
The
say it.
definition
I'm
is
gonna say it
irrelevant.
regardless. Okay, guess what? When a man asks a woman to marry him, hey, will you be my wife? He's asking her to follow him. He's asking her to let him lead. He's asking her to confide in him about being the leader in that wherever their lifestyle is going to go. That's a man asking a woman. What are you talking about?
And that's exactly why marriage is trash. Because men should not be asking women anything.
I'm pretty sure that nigga ain't married.
No, and never, bruh, can you read? It says the Lifetime Bachelor. It says it right there in front of you.
Hey, good
But
luck with that.
I know words don't have definitions in
Nah,
y'all.
good luck with that.
In
Good
y'all
luck with
world.
that.
Okay,
Words
guys,
don't mean
time
anything in
out.
y'all world.
Let's just
It
move
doesn't mean
on.
anything.
Let's
Words
move
just
on.
mean
Let's
words.
Good luck with that.
let's move on. Okay.
Nigga
So let
tripping.
me continue.
No, nigga, you tripping because you don't know the definition of words.
Yeah.
Allow.
You have Anissa. You have
Okay.
Anissa on audio as well as Trucker Yale. Embrace.
Okay, so Anissa, what say you? Let's get some fresh perspectives here. Anissa, what say you?
I want you to go ahead and finish your list. I already know two things I'm a push back on, but go ahead and finish your list and then I'll comment.
Okay, let's go through the list and then we'll push back. So, like I was saying, respect is a man's greatest emotional need. It is what a man needs most to see in a woman for long-term relationships. Men love hearing, another thing, admire your men. They love hearing that you admire them. They love knowing that the woman admires them. You have to have a unique ability to speak life into your man. Doing so would touch his heart in a very deep way. These are things that I'm trying to drop for women who are seriously competing for the man that they want. Cursing your man out, belittling him, dehumanizing him, it's not the way to go. When was the last time one of y'all smiled to a man? When was the last time you told your man that you were proud of him, that you were grateful for him, that you appreciated him? Believe it or not, the most important words to win a man's heart is not "I love you," it's "thank you." They want to feel appreciated. They want to feel needed. But do we do that to our men and for our men? Honestly, thank him for the things that he does. I know a lot of you ladies think that this is acting soft and desperate and pick me, but at the end of the day, isn't that the fucking ultimate goal, is to get picked and to get married? It's hilarious to me when people call me a pick me, but I always got a man and you single. I've been married 12 years. You never been married, so I must have been doing something right. Not perfect. I've made my mistakes. And these are just things that I'm trying to let women know, guys, that y'all taking shit too far. I mean, I'm just trying to show other ways of how women can compete with men to get the man that they want, because you're competing with me. Okay? The next chick is competing with me. And if I cook and I clean and I only got one son, I'm a better commodity than the next chick who's not willing to cook, who's not willing to clean, got 3 kids from 3 different men. I mean, it's easier to say who's the better pick.
Grace,
but come
we
on
all
now.
compete. We all compete, and that's the grand
We
scheme
all
of things.
are. We all are.
Yeah,
But
we
I'm
all
just trying to
compete with
show
each other.
game to some women on how to do better to get the man that they want. Again, we can get men. It's very easy for women to get men. But do we get the men that we want? And then on top of it, do we keep the man that we want? Because that's when the real work begins.
Yeah,
My
you gotta
mama always used
compete,
to tell
man.
me, never have your man come home you looking like shit. Always look right. Always be clean. Always be fresh. Leave the house clean. Have his meal ready. Have the clothes done. That's what I was taught, and that's what I saw all my life. Not just from my mama, from my aunties, from my grandma, from both sides of the family, Italian and Dominican, and even all my other black friends that I hung out with, since, I'm not black enough. I mean, come on. It's what you're taught, is what you learn, and what you're modeled. But that doesn't mean we can't learn to do better so we can be better. That's all I'm trying to put out here, guys. You guys are tearing this shit apart, and this is really for the women, and you guys are just like taking over the whole goddamn show.
Well,
Grace, I'll tell you this.
I
This is
say
what
something,
happens when. No, I'm here. Let me say this real quick, grooming, and then you got it, man. Look, this is what happened when we have men that come in and compete, and we nod heads on like different ideas or how we feel about certain things. And it's perfectly fine to have different views on stuff. But when it comes down to it, what's the grand scheme? What's the ultimate goal of where we're trying to get to? And I might have came in and caused some little division, and I'm sorry for that. But I'm literally saying, like, men and women both have to compete for each other. We have to, regardless of how you feel about it. And I think that's how it is. And I believe certain things signify certain things. Now, if that's disagreed on the other side, man, by all means disagree. But it's not going to change reality, because I try my best to operate in reality, not how I feel about shit.
So grooming, you go next, and then I got Anissa that she's still on standby. And my queen on the panel, if you have something to say, just raise your hand up, because I gotta be an air traffic controller here now. So go ahead, grooming, and then Anissa, it's up to you.
You said at one point we don't think, women don't think they're men. I think that's 100% right, because if we realize you guys appreciate what we do for you guys, and it goes both ways. It goes for you women too, of course. But a couple of my relationships have failed for that reason, because I felt like I'm getting used, being a taxi driver, cooking, cleaning, whatever the case was, I was doing.
Something wrong with the.
But if she just looked at me like, I actually thank you for doing that. Let's or whatever, however she wanted to express, she doesn't have to say thank you. Some shape or way or form saying you as a woman appreciate your man. And I think that's where a lot of relationships and marriages do fail for that, because you, as a man, I got frustrated multiple times. Like, damn, what the fuck am I doing this for? You know what? Let me just bounce and call it a day. But as dumb as I stuck around because I don't give up easily on anything. My point is trying to get to is if you tell your man you appreciate him and you want to fight for him, things might be a little different.
Absolutely. You guys, I am one not. I will put it on the table. If I want to evolve something with somebody and we've been talking, I'm gonna put it on the table. And if they reject it, okay, on to the next. If they take it, hey, let's get in it. And there's nothing wrong with that because if I don't, the next female will. There's nothing wrong with that. If women are out here dressed
It's
and
masculine.
acting like men,
It's masculine.
okay, let it be masculine. But isn't it
No,
not?
that's the problem. See, every time I
What?
say that something's masculine, your response is, well, let it be. That's the issue. We have too many women running around wanting to be masculine. That is the problem.
Wait. How's that masculine?
Women should not be approaching men.
First
We're in
off, it's
2024. There's
first off.
women asking men to get
Hold on.
married.
And they're
Hold
Embrace.
wrong.
on, then, Bray. Hold on.
And
Hold
they're
on. Hold on. Hold
wrong.
on. Hold
Embrace.
on. Wait.
And they're
Let
wrong.
me ask. Wait. Hold on.
Embrace.
I don't know
That
if
was
y'all
my
can hear me. I'm
pushback
sorry.
for you.
Can y'all hear
Okay,
me?
baby. Yeah, we
We
can
can
hear
hear you.
you.
We
But
can hear
wait,
you.
Anissa
Okay,
got
I'm
to go
sorry.
first. Oh, wait, let
I'm
Anissa
sorry.
go first. Anissa, go ahead, baby.
Yeah, that was the only pushback that I really had for you, because you said something earlier about how women need to make it easier for men. I absolutely do not think we need to make it easier for men. You're looking for
Why
a
not?
leader. Listen. You're looking for a leader, a protector, a provider. You're looking for all of that in a man. You do not have to make it easy for him to approach you. If that
Crazy.
Okay,
man wants
That's
we
you,
can
crazy.
agree
if
to
that
disagree, and that's
listen,
why
if
there's a
that
lot of
we
women
can agree to
single.
disagree, but you're
Crazy.
single. But you're single
Mm,
as well. If
She's
a
not
Wait,
man, if
wait,
a
single.
wait,
man
She's
Anissa.
not
wants,
Wait,
single.
wait a minute,
Anissa.
Embrace.
I
I'm
am
not
not
finished.
single.
Are you
I am
She's
not
not
married?
single.
I'm
single.
You
sorry. Are
see,
you
you just
married?
jump into conclusions about my life. I
No.
am not
Are you
single.
married?
No, I'm
That's
not
what I
married.
meant. That's
And
what
you're
I meant. You're
single.
single. You're single. This is my
Oh boy.
Let's be real.
okay.
Like we
Okay.
ain't got to
Yep.
do those little shots right
Want
there.
you that
We
It's like,
wants
why
don't
do we
have
have
to
to
women.
do those
You don't
personalize
have to
shots.
make
everything?
it easier
No,
for
like
that man
Anissa, or
to
whatever
chase
her name
after you.
is.
You don't.
What's her name?
Anissa, have
Anissa.
you ever been married?
Yep, I sure have. I told you
Okay, so
that.
you're a divorcee, just like
Yep.
me.
Yeah, you're single. I'm single. If you're not married, you're single. That's what single means.
And you're
Right.
right.
Well,
I
she's
agree
in a
with you.
relation. Okay.
I'm
Well,
not
she's
saying
in a
you're
relationship.
not
She's not
dating or
single.
something like that, but unless you are married, you are a single woman. That's all I meant with
You're
that.
you're
That's
absolutely
fucking
right.
crazy,
If I
man.
had to
All I
fill out an
meant.
application, I would have to put that I'm single. You're absolutely right.
That's all I'm saying, Grace. I'm not throwing shots
Nah,
at you
that
or
nah,
anything.
nah, you
But
said
it
a
has
lot
just
more
it
than
has
that.
just been my experience, and I'm just speaking from personal experience. If a
Girl,
man is intentional about you and he wants you, you don't have to help him do that.
you crazy as hell.
I'm just
Girl,
You don't
talking
have to
about
do
the
that.
Wait.
initial approach. That's
You
all
don't
no,
I'm
have
see,
to
no,
talking
no,
do
no,
about.
that.
no, no, no,
You
no.
don't have to do
She
that.
come from a generation why she don't got a man still because she don't want to put forth no effort to get the man.
I don't have to chase a man to get him.
Okay, well,
I
guess
don't
what?
have
That's
to
Guess
not
do
what?
all
You
that.
stay
chasing.
by yourself.
It
You
is
don't have to
Yo.
do
chasing.
that.
Yourself.
It
You
Stay by
don't
absolutely is
have
Yo.
to.
yourself.
chasing.
Hold.
You
That's why
don't
you
have
still
to
by
do
yourself.
that.
That's why
Yo.
you still by yourself.
Okay, let's move on to
Listen.
Trucker
Listen.
But
Yale.
Nonsense,
Embrace is
man.
by herself, and she's the
She
aggressor.
has
She's a,
a man.
oh my God! Everybody has a man.
Oh,
Okay.
Everybody got
Listen.
you
Listen.
must
something.
got a couple of them. You just letting
Everybody
anybody,
got
Dick and Tom and
something.
Harry, come around
All
tonight.
right,
Yo.
let's go to Trucker
Everybody got
Yale.
What you
something,
talking about?
and I don't
Okay.
chase none of them. I got a few
Man,
Okay.
of them,
look,
but I
man,
don't chase
look,
none of them.
I don't
That's cool.
like
Listen.
talking to people. I don't like talking to people who I can't see their face.
Damn
Listen,
why?
y'all gotta stop trying to change women to something they not. All right, if they're not a wife, they're not a wife. If they whatever it is, they whatever it is. Okay, y'all trying to force individuals to be something they not, which really is catastrophic. So okay, outside of that, how you doing, Embrace? How everybody
I'm
doing? How
good.
y'all
How are
doing?
you,
What's
Trucker
up,
Yale?
man?
I'm
I
good.
mean,
I just
I had my glass of
listen.
wine. I already knew this shit was gonna pop off,
Who
so
is
it's all
trying to
good.
force
So
somebody to be something that they're not?
okay, first off, okay, she said okay. Let me start with the two fellas first. Yo, first off, there's nothing wrong, okay, with a woman actually approaching a guy. If anything, that's actually more that's actually very attractive because that let me know that that woman know exactly what she want. instead of second guessing and all the other bullshit. Now, two, I'm sorry, that's not masculine. I don't understand where that masculine part comes from, right? And then the main reason I came up here, yo, you supposed to move as a man regardless, whether she lets you or not, right? But it's her decision if she's going to follow. Okay, when they say allow, okay, they mean relinquish. Okay, you can't
Thank you.
That's
force
not what it
nobody.
means.
Hold
That's not
on,
what the
they
word
can't.
means. You guys are
Yo,
making,
yo,
you
my
guys are
God,
literally making up definitions of
Let
yo,
him
words.
talk. Let him
No,
finish.
I'm
yo,
not
my
gonna let him
nigga,
spew incorrect
yo.
information.
I've
The
been
word allow does not mean relinquish.
okay, all right, bro. Come on, bro. Hold on. Are you married? Are you married?
I will
You have a
never get
family?
married. Why do y'all? Hold on, let me ask you a question.
Okay,
Why
then
is marriage
stay.
just
Hold on. No,
plateau?
no, no,
Like
no,
if you're
no.
not married, you
Why?
haven't done
Okay,
anything in
okay.
life.
No, it
It's
is.
not that fucking
Yo.
difficult to go
Listen.
downtown to a courthouse and
It
sign
is
some
that.
fucking papers and say, "Oh, we're married."
Yo.
Like you haven't done anything special. You haven't
Dude,
done
dude,
anything
dude.
special.
To his point, man, allow
Hold on.
to give
Listen.
permission. That's what the women are
No,
doing.
listen. I'm not asking for her to.
None.
Okay. So first off, if she don't follow, if she don't follow, okay, if she don't respect you as a man, okay, you ain't asking, all right? That's just one point. Why the fuck would you be asking as a man? So if she not respecting you as a man and she always giving you pushback, don't force her. Move the fuck on and find a woman that's gonna appreciate and respect you regardless. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all trying to force women, all this other goofy bullshit, to literally, you know what I'm saying? Like let y'all lead. Like yo, no, you don't do that. Stop wasting time because time is priceless. If she don't respect you as a man, okay, stop trying to force that woman to allow you to lead. If you find a chick that says, "Well, I'm allowing you to lead," that's a red flag. Move the fuck on.
No, look,
That's
I
what I'm
agree
And
with
talking
that's
you.
about,
all
bro.
I was trying to say.
Look, I agree
That's
with
what I'm
you. If
saying.
I agree with you, if it comes up and it comes out of a woman's mouth is saying, "I'm allowing you to lead," that's one thing. But any woman getting in line with what a man is already doing, she is relinquishing her a little bit of her own autonomy, and she's allowing the man because she's not being a barrier in between what you're trying to do and where you're trying to take them to. She's allowing this process to take place. She's allowing that because just like here, guess what? You work for a company. Let's say you work for McDonald's and you on the burger line, and they yell out Big Mac, and you just decide that you're not going to allow a Big Mac to go out, so you just don't do it, or you do
Okay.
allow a Big Mac to go out and you make it.
Okay.
Like you
Let me
get
ask
caught up on the word. He's getting caught up on the word. I know you not,
no.
because I get your point,
Okay.
and I
Let
agree
me
with
let me
your point.
let me ask y'all something. What's the end goal to all of this? It's family,
His
right?
goal is to see men and women together.
Yo,
My end goal,
That's
men
my
and
angle.
women
Family
together.
unit.
hold on. What is the end goal? Like, what's the ultimate end goal? Because it seems like a lot of people move based in fear and all this other bullshit. So outside of that, what is the actual end goal? It's family, right?
Men, men and women
Strengthen the
Men,
together,
family,
nuclear families that
men
can
and
build
strengthen the black
societies.
community.
okay, okay, the community, right? So why is people out here? Listen, y'all wasting time going back and forth trying to do this, force people to be something they not. Yo, rock with the ones that want the family at the end of the day, not just
Exactly.
women and kids,
Exactly.
Grace,
not
Grace,
just
spell this
not a
man
dude
understand.
and kids.
What's my
All of
saying,
that,
Grace?
y'all,
Hold on.
bro, y'all arguing back and forth about women allowing y'all to be like allowing, like that's ignorant. Like y'all wasting time on that.
What's the word, man? Grace,
You know what I'm
what's
saying?
the
One of
saying?
the
A very
issues,
good
one of the
point.
issues that the black community has is our inability to communicate properly. And one of the reasons why we cannot communicate properly is because everybody is making up definitions and to words that have a definition. And so if you're saying one thing, Grace is saying one thing, and I perceive it to be what it actually means, but she means it to be something else, we are ineffectively communicating. So I don't understand how you are supposed to have this community, how we're supposed to repair this community, and we can't even communicate with one another because everybody's living the way they want to live and making up words the way they want to see it and how it makes them feel. No, you guys, we had a conversation on Friday.
You tripping, bro?
We had a conversation
hold on.
We had a conversation on Friday about baseline. That was the topic about baseline on the barbershop. The baseline has to be communication. We all have to speak the same language.
Trey,
we're not speaking the
Trey,
same language.
So Trey,
Trey tripping.
Let me hold on.
No, nigga,
Trey,
you're tripping.
Hold on.
Because you're making up words. You cannot make a definition to words. It doesn't work.
I can tell you what your own definition is and how you're wrong. How you're wrong.
Trucker just came on here and said,
dude, let me tell this dude here real quick. Let me tell him how he wrong. Let me
say the same thing.
Grace, can I tell this dude how he wrong real quick?
Can we hurry up? Because I want to move on from this.
I'm gonna speed it up. I'll say it real quick. Like your definition, you're stuck on the word allow. That means for somebody to give permission. For somebody to give permission.
If I didn't ask for it. That's the point.
Every person has. When a woman takes a man's hand in marriage, she's giving him permission to lead her life. What are you talking about? You ain't never been married. That's why you saying what you saying. Because you ain't never had no responsibility of nobody else in your life.
You
don't understand what dude, you said you have never been married. Hold on. You said you have said yourself just on this live stream. He's never been married. And he will never be married, right?
No. What do you
Am I right, everybody?
What do you consider responsibility of somebody else's life?
A man has to protect over his wife and his children.
I have children.
So you just out here having sex irresponsibly.
Marriage is bullshit. What part of that don't you understand?
No, it's bullshit in your goddamn. No, it's bullshit in your life. No.
And y'all know.
You want to talk about? Look, y'all. Look, he want to talk about helping the black community.
No,
I want you to hear this.
No,
check game, Grace. Grace, can I get some mute? Can I get some mute?
You guys, what? Can we have one mic?
Can I get some mute real quick? Trey is over here talking about we need to figure out what the solution is to help the black community, and he's over here helping destroy it.
I never said that. You putting words in my mouth. I never.
No,
I
you
know
said
the solution
that
to the black community.
You
said it ain't no fucking families.
No.
It ain't no fucking families. Families are not going to fix this community because the women are fucked up. And in order for you to have a family, you would have to fix the women first, and nobody has the fucking answer for the women. So until you fix the women,
hey, look, can I please get a second, Trey? Trey,
so that means then your daughter. Then what do you say? What's left to say about your daughter, Trey? Because she's going to grow up to be a woman.
I will encourage my daughter to date outside. I've already said that. She doesn't have to be with a black man to have a family. Y'all don't want stuck on this race loyalty bullshit.
No, man,
no.
Well, I never said that. I'm talking all across the board. You want a good man.
And I just killed Trey's argument real quick.
Hold on.
She doesn't have to be stuck in dating just a black man.
If you have this fucking belief, if you have this belief, then why the fuck are you on here in the first place? If you got this ideology. If you really believe in this motherfucking shit that you talking about, then why the fuck you up here talking this shit?
Because the topic was about competition.
No, it's not no fucking competition when it comes to fucking family, my nigga.
Grace, what you talking?
First off,
Grace,
you're talking about you're fucking talking about niggas marriage is this, that, and that. What the fuck are you talking about?
Is the topic competition or not?
The topic is if you want a good man, your ass got to compete.
Thank you. That's why I'm here. That has nothing to do with
but you're not talking about the women, Trey. You're not talking about the women.
So let me get this right. So that's what you came up here to do.
No, you married.
No, that's what you came up here to do. Is to literally tell motherfuckers not to live their life
and get married, and men are not going to do it. We're not falling for that shit. Y'all motherfuckers are fat and miserable and upset.
Trey. Black man, can you mute goddamn shit, man? Goddamn. Mute the whole damn shit, man, because this is crazy, bro.
No. First off, man, bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's some weak ass shit as a fucking grown ass man. Yo, if you got a problem with marriage, nigga, then get your bitch ass off this goddamn thing.
Like,
that don't make any sense, my nigga. No, it don't. No,
this isn't about marriage. You
but that's the fucking That's what the problem is now. Everybody
Y'all
want to
drop
get
a cash
motherfuckers
app,
pregnant,
press
bro.
like,
This
subscribe,
isn't
and
about
share.
marriage. This was about
Grace, you
Support the
love this
content
shit.
creators.
It was about
Grace, you love this
competition.
shit.
Like,
Trey,
how we
I'm gonna say
Y'all
this.
keep making
yo,
it
it
about
doesn't make
Hey,
you
sense. My
want to make it
niggas
about
talking
marriage.
about
This shit
getting
is
Trey,
not
hold
Trey.
about
up.
marriage.
Niggas is talking about getting
Y'all are
women pregnant
frustrated
and our mothers
anytime
to
anybody
go.
has any pushback against a
Guys,
woman.
this
They
is
get
not
upset and get
constructive
angry about it.
conversation. Can we just drop it and move
Can we
on?
open with
Everybody
George?
Grace,
doesn't
Oh,
I
want to
need
I
to
be
say
was.
one
fucking
thing.
married.
I need to say
Think
one
marriage
thing
is
real
Trey
about
quick.
the fucking
understands
Can I
that
have
marriage is not
the
about
queen on the
the fucking
panel
community.
talk? We
And Grace,
need a female
I'm gonna come
perspective in
back.
here.
Grace, I
Jesus.
need to say, Grace, I need to say
I'm gonna come back,
one
man.
thing.
I
I
can't.
need to say
I
one
can't, bro.
thing and
This
one
is
thing only.
crazy, bro.
One thing only, Jay.
And I'll leave. I'll
This is
leave after this.
crazy, bro.
I'm being dead serious.
This shit don't make any sense,
Oh,
bro.
hey, JT in bit. Look, I just want to say this to Trey.
Husband's in
Thank God.
town.
Look, I
Another
just want to
man with
say
some
this.
damn
Finally.
common sense, man. JT, get your
I
goofy
just
ass
want.
dude, bro. He over
Grace
here
is
talking this
blessed.
You
nigga
want
shit.
You know,
men,
Rachel
y'all
turned
want
down.
black
Get
men
this
to
The
marry
goofy
man's
the
ass
being
nigga,
worst
finally.
dog.
fucking women on the planet. That's what you
What
want.
up?
I
You
What
want
just
up?
men
want
What
to
to.
up,
I
marry
bro?
the
just
black
want to
woman,
say this
and the
shit.
white
Damn,
Hey,
men are the
Trey, do
worst
you even
fucking
like
women on
women?
the planet.
Trey, can I
I'm
say this
sorry,
to
what was
you real
that?
quick? Like, Trey, can you
What
listen
was
to
that?
me? Trey,
Damn,
Hold on, hold
Trey,
on, hold on, hold on,
Trey.
Grace. What was that?
No, Trey,
What did
can
you
you
say,
listen for
Grace?
1 second? Trey,
Grace, what did you
1
say?
second.
What did you say, Grace?
I asked you, do you even like women?
God,
Exactly. That's what I thought.
Jesus.
Typical female answer. Anytime you have any pushback against women, especially women who suck and are
Well, you
trash
said
at
we ain't
documenting,
bro.
shit, that we're
the
fat,
first
we're
thing you want to
stupid.
fucking
I
do,
mean, you have nothing. I have
the
heard
first thing
nothing
y'all want to do, I
positive
talked
out of
about
your
the
mouth.
men. I talked about
That's
the
a
men being
legit
fat.
question.
I talked men about the men being
Grace,
fat.
can
The
I say
first
this
fucking
last thing?
thing, the problem is,
Yo, I'm about to go. It's getting late.
is that you guys don't want to hear anything that's truthful or that's
No,
anything outside
no,
of
nigga,
a
what you
fucking
talking
echo
about
chamber.
ain't
You just
fucking
want everybody
truthful,
to
nigga.
fucking agree. I
It's
don't
not
agree with marriage. It's
truthful. It's
trash.
not
And
true.
the marriage
Okay, then why
statistics
the fuck are
prove
you
it.
up here
The
then?
marriage
Because
statistics
that's the
prove it.
problem
How
now.
many
That's
people
the
are getting
problem
divorced?
now.
How many people are
That
getting
is the
divorced?
problem
How many
now.
people getting divorced? Because
That
it's
is the
50%.
trash.
problem now. Because
80%
niggas
of
will
women are filing for
basically
50%,
divorce.
bro.
Why? Because
That is
it's
the problem
trash.
now,
And
nigga. Because
everybody
y'all
is
Can I
niggas
get
realizing
can
been
I
it,
get
and
can I
y'all
get
just
some
trying to
help
push
from
Can,
like
something
we're not
moderators
that is
and
getting,
shit?
we're
failed.
not
That's the
getting
Institution.
problem
anywhere.
now.
It is
Can
a
we get a
failed
distraction,
Therapy.
institution.
BMU, something?
Can
Marriage
I
is
just
a
get
Mayday! Mayday,
failed
will you please
institution.
learn this
It has failed.
motherfucker?
I just
All
need to
right,
mute
y'all.
for a second
Listen.
just so I can just say real here, JT, let me get out of here real quick. Like, man, I appreciate look, man, just let me get up out of here. For what's it forget his name, man. I can't see his name right now. Uh
Trey,
Trey, look, man. I think you should join the group like MGTOW. And I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm
I
not
don't
trying
need
to say
any
that to
fucking
trigger you.
advice from you. I don't need any
I'm
fucking
literally
advice from
okay,
you.
okay.
I don't
can
need
you
any
just
fucking
let him
advice from
talk?
no,
Let him
no, I'm not. No,
talk.
I'm not. If he's going to address me, I'm going to address it back. I don't need any
But let
fucking
him
advice from
finish
you.
and then address it. You're
No,
not
no,
listening to
because you're not going to
listen.
give me the
You're
opportunity
listening
to
to
do it. You're
respond.
not going to give me the opportunity to do it. So I'm going to address it now. I don't need any advice from you. Say what you need to say, but you don't have to address me at all. I don't need any advice
Okay.
from you, bro.
Okay. Look. I understand your mindset and I understand the difficulties that men deal with when it comes to getting into marriages. And that's why you haven't heard me on this entire panel say, get married in the West right now. But I did hear you push back really hard on women actually pursuing men or actually shooting their shot. I did hear you push back really hard on a woman saying that she would allow a man to lead. Look, we have to allow a lot of things. I have to allow my boss to tell me what the fuck to do every day I go to work. But that's outside of the box, because we're crazy now when we say allow. Give somebody permission to do something. I really think you in that MGTOW type shit, that black pill type shit. Because, dude, I understand there are bad things that can happen to men in relationships, and I understand there are bad things that happen to women in relationships. But I don't coat my heart cold like coal and come out here and be like, "Fuck that! Ain't no woman ain't gonna tell me." Like, what are you talking about, dude? Life is nothing but give and take. You give and take with the
For
people that
you,
you're around.
Bro,
Okay,
it's
guess what,
fear.
nigga?
I
I
have a
see your
question
ass
for
sitting there with
Trey.
a goddamn industrial vent above
Man,
your head,
listen.
nigga. I think you gave a little bit to get in that bitch. Cause you ain't taking what you want. Cause if you was taking what you want, you wouldn't have an industrial ass vent right behind your head with a goddamn smoke detector. Shut the
Good
fuck
night,
up
Jay.
talking,
I'll
nigga.
see you Thursday.
I'm sorry. Bye.
You can stop it.
It makes absolutely no sense. Like most of what he said all night makes no
I
sense.
have a question for Trey.
Good luck.
Hi, Trey. Can you hear me?
I can go ahead.
Oh, well, I want to say thank you for expressing your opinion. I'm sure there are a lot of brothers that feel the way that you do. I was wondering if you were a believer in monogamy at all.
If two people decide that they want to be monogamous and they can truly actually do it, then yeah, it's fine. But me personally, in my personal life, no, I don't. I would never practice monogamy.
Well, it explains why you respond the way you do. I think. I mean, that's you're entitled to that. That's monogamy is not for everyone, in my belief. It's not for everyone. I think we should start there because it's doomed to fail if you don't believe in monogamy to begin with. But I just want to say thank you for your opinion, and that was it.
There are people who are in monogamous marriages and
Damn,
their
she did that so
marriages
graceful.
don't make it. Monogamy is not the end all be all of a marriage. There are people getting divorced day in and day out, and majority of the time it has nothing to do with whether or not the person cheated. It has everything to do with money. It has everything to do with money. That's
Just
where
say
a lot
you
of these
scared,
people
my
get married.
nigga. Just say you listen. Just say you
There's
scared, and
nothing
we can
to
move
be
on, bro.
scared of. I don't want to do it
bro.
because I
no.
know what I see every day. And I
Just
see a bunch of men who have gotten
just say
soft
you're
around the
scared,
waist,
my nigga.
who weigh 300 fucking pounds
Just
and got
say
soft around the
you're
waist because
scared,
they
my
got
nigga.
married. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that you have a wife and she made
it
you
don't.
soft. A lot of y'all are soft
Okay.
because you got married.
Just say you are afraid, my nigga. Because only
Afraid
bitches
of what
move
is there
like
to
the
be
way you
afraid
do it.
of? I would
Because
control the
first off,
marriage,
nigga, look,
sir.
just say
What is
you
there to be
afraid.
afraid of?
First off, nigga, the fact that you even have the audacity to say niggas are just getting married and niggas just get 300 pounds and soft in the way. Yo, marriage don't make you soft. If you were soft,
How much
if
you
you
weigh,
get
Trucker
soft,
Yale?
if you
How much
get
you weigh?
soft, hold
How
on.
much you weigh,
Let me
Trucker
finish,
Yale?
my nigga.
How much
If
you weigh?
you was my nigga, can
How
I
much
finish
you weigh?
before you? If you get
How much
soft,
you weigh, Trucker Yale?
if you get
How
soft,
much
if
you
you was
weigh,
already
Trucker Yale?
my nigga, are you gonna keep
Can
interrupting me like a bitch, or you
How
gonna
much
let me
you weigh?
talk,
Answer the
my
question.
nigga? You
Because
ain't
you
even answering
exactly
my
one of
question.
the
I'm
300
talking to
pound
right
niggas I'm
now.
talking about. That's why.
But I gotta hold on, nigga. What? Nigga, you
And
got the
hold on.
hold on.
Aren't you in a
No, nigga,
polygamous
no,
Okay, guys,
situation?
this is not going anywhere. This is
Hold on,
not going anywhere.
embrace. I'm trying to explain something to him, but see, he trying to roast. But this nigga live in goddamn Planet Fitness, nigga. We know what you live in, nigga. Don't try to roast. And just by the way, you want to talk about niggas being fat, nigga? You fat too, just cause your ass at your motherfucking gym. So shut the fuck up with that stupid shit. Now, like I was saying before. First off, if you was soft or you get soft in a marriage, nigga, then you've been soft regardless.
Yep.
Okay? Marriage
So
don't
you were
make you
soft
fucking
before you
soft,
got
my nigga.
married
Yo,
then?
niggas don't make you
So
soft.
you were soft before you
Marriage
got
doesn't.
married then?
Trey, you can say all
You
that
was a fat
shit you
you was
want
a
to,
fat
nigga.
nigga before you got married
You
then.
can say all. Listen, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, my nigga.
Having a wife,
I got a
having a
at
wife
the
means
end of
absolutely nothing in 2024. There's nothing that you get from a
what?
woman in a marriage that you can't get outside of a marriage. Women are not fucking special.
Bruh.
There's nothing to please, by all means,
Trey,
Grace,
okay.
Alicia, please
Trey,
tell me what a woman would bring to a marriage that you can get from
my
her
nigga,
inside
listen.
of a marriage that you can't
Again,
get from a woman outside of a marriage.
Trey.
What's the
Trey,
difference?
listen. Just say, listen.
Alicia,
Again, like
Grace,
I
I'm
said,
anybody?
sorry.
if she
I'm
want,
sorry. I didn't
you
hear the
want,
question.
hold on.
What can you get? What can
If
you get from a
first
woman
off, nigga,
outside of
bruh.
a marriage that you would get inside of a marriage? When you get married, what's special about what you have inside of a marriage that you
Trey,
couldn't get from a woman when outside of a marriage?
I'm not
Trey.
into women, so I wouldn't know.
You keep talking, man, and you shut the fuck up.
Okay, can we allow JT to speak now? He just came on the panel. I know he has something to say. So JT, you have the floor. Say what you say.
I got my drink in my two-step. Hey. I want to know what the subject was originally.
The subject is if you want a good man, your ass got to compete. And I was just trying to drop gems to the ladies on how we can do better to get the man that we want. That's it. Show an example. Do we have another video, BMU? Maybe we can get back on track with another video. I think I sent you 4 of them. Do you have another video, sir?
When my man says that he wants to see other people, what do you want, baby? Huh? You want an Asian woman? Because whatever you like, I do for you. If you want your nail done, I do for you too. Huh? What you want? You want to go to Africa? You want to get your African woman, huh? Because I know you are not going to leave me. Eh? All of this, you are going to go overseas and get something that's not good like this, eh? I don't think you can find anything better than what you have here, eh? Huh? What you want, baby, huh? You gonna fly to London and get you one of them Bridgerton girls, huh? Because do you not know that I love you? I'll give you all of the world if you only promise to love me for all of my life. Bottom line, you ain't getting rid of me.
That was awesome.
That's what's up, man.
The purpose of me showing this video is to show the ladies, are you willing to put forth the effort to do what it takes to keep your man? That is the purpose of this video.
So let me ask, did you talk about the vetting part with women and vetting?
No. Right now I was talking about things that we can do as women to maintain our men, such as being confident within ourselves and not always leading with sex and our box. Taking care of ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, to get ready for the man that we want.
So you should go ahead and play the second video too, then, because it ties right into the first one and what you're talking about right now.
Okay, then go ahead, boss. You running it.
Here we go.
Women should compete for you long term. What's the quote? Girls wait at the finish line. I don't believe in that. They're running the race, bro. She's running the race while other girls trying to make it to the finish line because I already finished the race. Now I have girls necessarily competing for me. Now you don't make it known to them or clear to them like, hey, you're competing for me. It's an unspoken competition that they realize through seeing your value, through seeing the pre-selection, through seeing that, hey, this guy isn't taking me seriously like so fast versus the other guys in my past would have cuffed me and dated me after a month or two. This guy, it's been 4 months and he's kind of selling me a dream like I don't know what's happening. Once again, a feminine, nurturing woman who genuinely likes you is willing to compete to some.
Are women willing to do that? That's the question, gentlemen. Go ahead, JT. Start it off.
Well, I mean, if you're looking in the era that we in right now, there's that competing and all of that shit. Women ain't looking at that. You already know what it is. You know, on Wednesdays, I talk about dry begging. They ain't into competing. This is about women right now are at a point where they think that they're supposed to get something without putting in the work. They're demanding. So the competing part, you know, with the clips and things like that, it's very difficult to get that message across to the younger women. How are you gonna get that message there when you got a bunch of women that are talking about they need a man with a 666? You got a bunch of women that are talking about what they're not willing to do and what a guy got to do to show them, you know, first before they are willing to be with the submissive and all this crazy ass shit, right? So what we're talking about is something where we have a broken community right now when we're talking about this. We have a broken community. And I say that because first and foremost, you already know I have young daughters that are grown and I look in their world. And in their world, these women are not talking about competing, not at something like that. When you have the men, they want that to happen, but man, that shit is over with. It's kind of broken right now. So how do we get the message to the women, right? The younger women, how do we get that message without being at a point where we're being contradictive? Because a lot of times this is what they see. When you see somebody that's in their 20s, even at 18 years old, they're looking at the older generation as y'all contradictive. We ain't listening to y'all, so we on our own when it comes down to it. They ain't talking about marriage. They're not talking about courting. What they're talking about is what he gonna do for me? And then on the flip side of that, it's the same thing with the guys. The guys are starting to talk the same thing with women. Why you think you got drizzle? Because they're starting to be on this same page of this equality type of thing, right? So when you hear this bullshit, and I hate that I had to cuss, but I've been talking about this shit all damn day. But when you hear this
Oh, I
whole
know.
thing about relationships, the shit gets very redundant and it gets circular, right? Because first and foremost, that you don't have a lot of people that have discipline. They don't know where they want to go. They don't know they don't have any direction. All they doing is just listening to talking points, left and right. And if they're not listening to talking points, then they listen to their girlfriends or they listen to the guys or listen to the other guys. And it's not going to work for them because they have no direction. They're not listening to the older generation because we keep contradicting ourselves. And it's really weird when you can see 40 and 50-year-olds that's living their life like they're 20.
Yeah.
So they're not looking at us as someone that we can, actually get some type of wisdom from, because for some odd reason, we got a bunch of people that think youth is way more important than wisdom. The only way you can get wisdom, you have to live life. You have to
That's a
you have to
fact.
make mistakes. You have to go through all these different things. They're not even looking at it that way. Trey said something a couple of days ago. Financial literacy, right? The craziest part about that is that it's getting worse. Yeah, you got the younger folks, they out here, they get money and stuff like that, but they're not getting money and creating generational wealth. How? They making sure that they gonna be okay until they die. But they're figuring it out on their own. So now we just got a bunch of people arguing with each other over something that probably none of us are even living right now. When you start talking about six figures and all these different things, the majority of people don't even make six figures. So we're not competing at all. We're talking about competing. How do we get to that point where we can sit back and say, all right, y'all, we got to get down to brass tacks. And see, me, I'm 51. I'm going for retirement. I'm looking at the other generation and I'm like, okay, what y'all gonna do? I have it kind of set for what I'm gonna do. When I retire, I'm having my own business again. I kind of got it figured out myself, right? I got, life insurance and I got stocks and bonds and shit like that I've been investing in for years. I'm trying to teach that to my kids. They kind of own that, but if I looked in their circle, no folks ain't doing that. And my kids, they hang around college kids. They hang around people that graduated from college. They hang around people that's in college. And they're not even looking at it that way. What they're talking about is just being in a bunch of debt and using one another to get what they need to get for the time being. We got to get back to brass tacks, y'all. How? I have no idea. I have no idea how that happens.
I think people need to start moving in bad faith. That got to be the first part. Second, you know what I'm saying? Whatever traumas you had before, you need to let it go. You need to let it go. And this is specifically to women.
Is it simple?
You gotta
Is it
let it
simple
go in
like that,
order.
trucker? Is it simple to just let it go? That's a good
After
question.
30, I mean, listen, after 30 years, like I get things happen, but you 33 years old and you still living off your great grandmama's trauma, time to let it go. Shouldn't even exist in the
But
first place.
that's a great question. Can we just let it go? Right. I'm asking
Yeah,
that
if you.
because
Oh yeah.
sometimes I'm asking it not for the fact that we can't let it go. I'm asking it because a lot of people don't know that you can simply let a lot of the things go. A lot of things we hold on to, a lot of people just want to hold on to it, right? Like a teddy bear. They don't want to let it go because they're scared.
Right. That's what I said earlier. Like a lot of people move in bad faith and fear. Nobody want to step up their game. Like y'all, a lot of people always say they want one thing and all this success and money and all this other stuff, but everybody is afraid to look themselves in the mirror and actually put in the work to succeed. Like if y'all really want it, y'all want it. Like y'all go out here and do all this goofy stuff out here, which is say shaking y'all asses, hitting the clubs, and even y'all kids with your great grandparents. You know that y'all quick to do that, but when it's time to really put in some work, y'all fumble. So until people really get to that point where they can stop moving in fear and start checking their own self and say, yo, it's time to grow up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna continue on. But that's a start. Look yourself in the mirror, grow up, become an adult. You know what I'm saying? So you can get what you want. Cause I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Yo, you can sit here and play like loneliness is the equality and all that other stuff. But in reality, it's like watching somebody run from reality. Don't nobody want to be out here alone for real. You know what I'm saying? Fucking go walking in the house at 1 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock or after work, and you gotta reheat your home, or you gotta wake up every 5 minutes and hear crickets. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that is not no life. I'm sorry. I don't care if you got kids or not. There is no better feeling than actually having a family in your home. That's man, woman, and child.
So
Okay?
it's starting to
That's
be
just what it
less,
is.
but that's starting to be less and less of the process, right? That's starting to be less and less of the process. Most people think that's the end game. Remember, we talked about this earlier. People think their relationship is the end game. I'm in a relationship now, I'm cool. That's not what that is. That's part of the process of living.
That's the beginning. That's when the real work starts.
Yeah.
The end results. What is the end result? A lot of people, I don't think people really realize what the end result actually is. I think people think that is
strong Black community.
No, it's death.
It's death.
The end result. This is how the end result should look, because I know I'm looking for it. The end result is watching your kids have their family and watch the grandbabies grow up.
Well, that's you can say that.
And
But
just literally like, yo, damn.
No,
Yo,
but
we had
it's
all this success from
transitioning.
you. Yeah,
But this is
that's
the
what I'm
thing.
saying.
It's transitioning. This is what I mean by that. Absolutely, it's death. Why? Because you're here to contribute. That's what it is. You're here to contribute. And once you finish doing your job, you transition. And when you transition, guess what's supposed to have happened? You already had passed it off and handed it off to the next generation. This is why we had the problems that we have, because people don't realize that. They don't realize that there's a time where this shit is going to end for me. Don't mean it's going to end. That's why when I hear people talk about it's going to be the end of the world, you ain't going to be here. So why are you worried about that shit?
Yeah, man.
What you
I
need
don't
to do is
understand
just keep
DT.
going, because this is what faith is. Faith is not, I have faith that I'm gonna win $1 million in the lottery. That's not faith. That's hope. Faith is that when you get your ass on a plane, when you get on a train or an automobile, you got faith. When you walk out that door, you have faith. Even though a lot of people don't realize, they don't believe that shit, right? Until some shit happened, and what do they think? Somebody died. It was a sudden death. No, death is constant. It never ends. It's the same thing as life. They're both the same thing. We die too. You ever seen yourself at 18 and you 40 years old? You don't look like that person no more because your body changed.
Your mindset too.
Shit, not me.
All
I'm gonna
of
be
it.
40 forever, nigga. I don't know about you,
You can never
JT.
be that.
I'm being 40 forever.
You can never be that.
Here's my thing.
I'm gonna be 40 forever.
Guys, I want to get some perspective from Alicia. She's been quiet and very respectful. I hate the impression that I've been given to her
How you doing,
tonight.
Alicia?
This we family. We fight like cats and dogs, but at the end of the day, we family. I'll see Trey tomorrow. What's up, Trey? Like it never happened. So what say you? What do you have to say and bring to the table? Build on this.
JT's mentioning. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
JT was mentioning what was the point of it all, pretty much, and I was thinking there's a stronger Black community, and and he mentioned death and leaving the world a better place. You know, leaving the world better than it was when you pass, whether that be with your family or overall. I mean, with your family, it should be overall. Well, I would like it to be. I would hope it would be. But I think with the debates we had earlier, we can't deny that there is this powerful in power in both energies, the masculine and the feminine energy. But there's a place for both. There's a place for both, and I think if we understand that and respect that, it would make it a little easier for us to unite. That's it, pretty much.
No, that's good.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Joshua, welcome. I've never personally met you, but I've heard you, and I like a lot of the things that you have to say. I know you've been here. You've been in the chat since the beginning. What say you? What can you? I mean, I was simply just trying to drop some gems on women and teach them how we need to accept the fact that we have to compete for men. Because at the end of the day, I know a lot of women think that they're the prize, but unfortunately, I'm here to tell you that men are the prize. Men are the prize.
I've only been married like 6 years, so I'm kind of like I consider myself to be kind of like very incompetent in this area. But the idea here is a little bit larger than the concept of just explaining to women how to, one, get a man and keep a man. It's also kind of included in here as to teaching, or mothers teaching their daughters how to behave within society. And then some jerk comes up here and picks out a word and decides like, oh, I'm not going to have it. Yeah, Trey, I'm up here for you. But anyways, no, I think the message or what you're trying to do, I actually I fully support it. I'm sorry it got derailed. You just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing fine.
Thank you.
Can I address the video?
Sure. Before you go, Trey, I'm dipping out. So talk to you guys later.
Thank you.
Grooming, thank you for coming. I need you to be a little bit more aggressive and talk when you need to talk.
Before I go,
Okay,
I got a
boo?
quick question for you, lady. Dominican and Italian, how bad is your temper?
I'm going through therapy and growth and healing. I have learned to be mindful and intentional to, my therapist said we're going to be more graceful versus so gangster. So that's the motto that I live by right now. But Roxanne's there. Roxanne is there.
That.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. One last comment I want to make before I go is I feel a lot of people who are going into new relationships have their trauma coming from an old relationship. A lot of people need therapy, and they don't want to admit that problem. I was one of them. And I got therapy, and I'm now a better person than I ever was.
You still suck.
I'm glad you faced the mirror. I'm glad you looked in the mirror and faced your fear, bro.
All right, I am out, guys. Stay
All right,
fresh.
man. Most definitely, bro.
Bye.
Address the video, Trey.
Yeah, the first video is the reason why I don't believe in monogamy. I think she proved it. One woman cannot be, she cannot provide variety. No matter what kind of costume she puts on, it's still the
Hmm?
same woman. It's the same body. She can put on as many costumes as she wants. She cannot provide variety, which is why she's trying to showcase effort instead. She's trying to hide the fact that she can't provide variety. So look at my effort. I'm willing to do this for you. Hopefully you won't notice that it's just the same woman in a different outfit. Anyway, I want to ask the panel a question. Can you learn by watching someone?
Yes.
Yes, in some
Is that a possibility that
Yes.
if someone fails at something, you can learn by watching them without actually having to do it yourself?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So if I'm in a society where I am looking at something that is clearly failing over the last 50 years. It has done nothing but decline over the last 50 years. And I say, I don't want any part of that.
Hmm.
Am I scared or am I wise for paying attention to what's right in front of me?
You know what you want.
You want
So
No, he knows what he doesn't want.
I don't want a
exactly.
failed
both.
marriage. And when I look at the women, modern day women today, who are saying, I'm going to send you a bill 24 hours after we finish dating. I look at modern day women who get on social media and
Wow.
say, I don't really want the marriage. I just want the wedding. They're willing to go on social media. And it wouldn't be okay if it was just this one woman and maybe it was like 10 or 15 people. No, we're talking 50, 75, 100,000 likes, 2.5 million views. This is a bigger problem amongst our community. And we see this every day. But if I say I don't want any part of it, then I'm scared.
Can I
And oh,
ask
you
you a
need to go and
question,
you go need
Trey?
to go deal with your trauma. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you,
Who the hell is that?
Anissa.
Anissa.
Anissa, what's up, girl?
Hello. Trey, I was going to ask you, I understand your position, but do you have any people in your life that are married that you actually admire what they have?
All of my friends are married.
Do you
All
admire
of
their
them.
relationships though?
I
Like,
don't
do
know
you ever
enough.
look at somebody and say, you know what? I like what you guys have. You guys are, it's not, may not be perfect, but you guys are getting it right. And I like this. I would want to have what you have. Do you have that?
My great aunts and uncles. My
Okay.
great aunts and uncles who got
So
married
you
in
know
like
it's possible.
no, those were different women in a different time. They got married in like
Mm.
1960 something, 1950 something. These women were the handkerchief women. These women were the women who dressed modestly and conservatively when they went out in public. These women were the women who knew how to speak this so-called life that y'all talk about into their man. That's not today's woman. And you guys are literally asking us to find a needle in a haystack. That's what you're asking us to do.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask Trey a question. If you were finished, Miss Elisa.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I was going to ask, what percentage of women do you believe exists? The ideal, your ideal woman. Do you believe their percentage or 0%?
So I've done the math before on another show, R Payne. He didn't agree with me.
Okay.
I think it's less than 5%. And
Okay. Okay.
when you add in 80% of black women are overweight, and you add in single
Yeah.
That
mothers,
goofy
and
ass
when
shit,
you
man.
start, I'm sorry, what
Lord
was
have
that?
mercy.
Uh-oh.
I
Was it?
said, man, this shit is goofy as hell,
But
man.
the thing is, do we give up? Do we give up and not? I mean, I know everybody's not going to be saved, but if I could change one mindset, Trey, for my show, then I've done my job. I mean, I know I can't save everybody. Everybody's not going to change. I get it, but I mean, do we stop trying? Do we quit on
I'm
each
I'm
other?
I'm not saying to stop trying. I've never told people don't get married. JT, have I ever said that?
Yeah, you never said that. In
Never.
fact,
I mean,
you
I'm just
even
no, but I'm just
Bro,
asking a
hold on.
question because
What?
Hold on,
it's
wait. This man literally just said he ain't gotta say it, but he literally insinuating the whole 9 yards, yo. Like this is my issue. Listen, Trey,
Can I
respectfully,
finish?
I
Can
I
I finish?
get what you
Can I
I
finish?
get
Because you took issue with the fact that I said that 80% of black women are overweight. You cut me off with
Nigga, I
that.
didn't tell what. Why? What? Wait. I didn't get offended by that.
You cut me off.
Go ahead, finish,
You
man,
said
so
it
I
was
can
goofy.
rebuttal.
You said it was goofy
Go
shit,
ahead.
right?
No, the shit that you're talking about is goofy, bro.
Yeah, that's what you said. You said it was goofy shit.
All of it is goofy. I ain't just
Okay.
talking about this
Why?
one
Why?
scenario stuff.
Because again, and this is what I'm saying. If a man looks at a situation and says, "I don't want that," it's goofy shit. I'm looking at it for what it is, what's right in front of me. Why do I have to get into a marriage that could potentially fail and then say, "Well, I tried, it didn't work"?
Right.
Why can't I look at it for what it actually is and
Right.
say, "No,
But
I don't want that," and take myself out of the equation? I haven't discouraged anybody in my personal life. My cousins are married. My best friends are married. They're all them. I have never, not one time, ever told them you need to get a divorce. I don't know why you got married. I've never ever said anything like that, ever. I'm talking about my personal opinion and what I see in marriage. And I think you guys are upset about it because I'm willing to voice it. I'm willing to say it. It's bullshit to me.
I appreciate your honesty. Instead of going along with societal norms and creating more broken homes. I mean, you're
But see,
honest.
that's the problem right there. You know, like I'm listening to what he's saying, and cool, you ain't got to get married and all this other shit, but it's okay to motherfucking impregnate women on the side too, and then and have kids on the side. Yeah, hold on,
The
hold on.
woman, hang
But
on.
that's
The
okay.
woman that I had
Okay.
a child with did not want to get married. That's why we were together. I asked her point blank, "Do you want to be married?" Her answer was no. My answer was no. Neither one of us wanted to get married.
Okay. So then that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
not a
yo,
broken. That's not a broken home.
that is a broken home. What are we
How?
talking
Neither
about?
one of us wanted to be married. So again, you guys want
Then
to
y'all
force.
should have. Yo, that's a broken home.
You can't
Like that's the
force.
problem. Yo,
You
that's
can't
the
force. You
problem.
can't force
I'm
your
not,
lifestyle on
bro.
me. I don't have to
I'm
get
not
married to
forcing
have
your lifestyle,
children,
but
sir.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Yo,
I don't
that's
have to
our
get married
problem.
to have
Yo,
children.
that is our problem right now. We ain't
No, it's
learning from
not. That's not the
we're not
problem.
learning.
That's not.
Trey.
Being married is not going to fix
You
the
had
problems in the community, sir. That's not what's going to fix it.
Trey. Then you had time to talk, right? Then let me speak. That's our fucking problem now. No disrespect, embrace. And that's our problem now. We still
You
doing the
good?
same good. We still doing the same goofy stuff from years ago. Like, yo, when we gonna learn from our fucking mistakes? How we gonna ever help the community and do better if we keep fucking living this curse? We know for a fact 2-parent household is very important. Okay?
Absolutely.
Okay? We understand that is very important. Not, oh, well, this person got to get married. Well, we didn't want to get married, but it's okay. We can just go out here and fuck around and have a bunch of kids and all this other goofy, dumb shit like we normally do. That's the part that's hypocritical. Like, nigga, if you gonna learn from your mistakes, learn from them. Stop trying to run around ducking, dodging, and all this other goofy shit. Big girl, women are obese and all this other shit. Like this, it's an excuse. Like females do
So
that
I should
shit.
go be with fat women.
I ain't saying you. See, that's what I'm saying. Nobody's forcing you to be with fat women. Okay? Nobody's forcing you. But the fact that you can sit here and say 95% of women are horrible, really? Or is it 95% of the women that you choose is horrible? Because that's the problem. Y'all hold up. Y'all always choose these motherfucking females y'all want, but y'all never choose these women that y'all actually need.
Need?
Yes, need the woman that's gonna actually be there and rock with you 100%. Not because you got money, not because all that shit. She care about family and all that. That's what you need.
But I don't need a woman for that. Maybe that's what you need, but I don't need.
There you go.
So no, wait.
Okay, so see, that's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Then why are you up here? Well, matter of fact, why are you even on these panels in the first place?
Again, for the 50th time, the topic was about whether women.
I ain't talking about on here. I'm talking about
that's what
all the panels, nigga. Why are you on here? Are you
How about
literally on here just to talk shit?
Truckee? How about
Hold
Truckee?
on.
Because
Are
I
you
want to.
literally here to
Because I
just
want
talk
to.
shit
Now what? Because I want to.
man or woman? Is that what you up here for?
I want to be here.
So look, this is the thing though.
Shit is crazy.
We talk, all of us talk before. Me, you, Trucker, Trey, I talked to Josh, all of that. First and foremost, we all have different ways on how we look at shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing. I can't find anything wrong with what Trucker say, and I can't and even his premise. I know Trucker's premise, but I also know Trey's premise, right? And one of the things that, and trust me when I tell you, we didn't talk extensively. I've talked to Trucker extensively. I've talked to Trey. We got things we don't agree on, all of us, right? One of the things I understand about Trey is that he's only speaking from his lens. The last conversation we had when I had my show on Wednesday was when Trey was saying, when we was talking, you remember Trey when we was talking about the guys when a woman they brag on their husband, right? And you were saying that the woman was bragging on your friends, and you was just like, this nigga right here. And you was just saying, that's a part of me that was like, damn, that's
a
cool.
little bit jealous. Yeah.
Right. So, but what Trey, that's why he's saying that. I'm not saying don't get married. I'm just saying what's in front of me, what I see that's in front of me. It's the same thing with Trucker. Trucker goes, he has his family, he has his wives, and he does what he does. The thing is that we have great conversation with each other because we get past what we don't agree about, and we talk about the things that we do agree about. And then we will always come with the premise of the things that we don't agree about. That's just what happens. My thing is this. When we're being, I don't know the word pretentious or if it's contentious with each other. It's like, it doesn't matter. If that's how my man sees it, that's how he sees it. If that's how Trucker sees it, that's how he see it. One guy right here, like I always say, my man Joshua, trust me, it's some shit right now that most of y'all ain't gonna agree about how he believes, right?
Yeah.
But
Same
the
here.
more we speak, the more we can just learn from each other. That's my whole thing. Yeah. I love having it's fun. We just got out of a conversation. I'm like, man, this shit is fun when I hear a person thinks different than me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It should be fun when we can say, damn, that person don't think the same way. And we can ask them questions. We can challenge their thoughts and stuff like that. We need to have that. That's all I'm saying. I'm listening to what, man, me, you, Trey, Trucker, all of us, we done sit back and talk. It's like, shit, I give all y'all shit. Y'all give me shit. We don't agree with each other on no shit right there. But man, when I tell you, when it comes down to this whole thing of marriage, I want women to hear what men think. It's better than us arguing with each other. You know what I'm saying? When we can sit back and have real conversation, because y'all hear some of the things that we just don't tell women. One of the things I like about the brothers that comes on this panel is that we can be that truthful.
Yeah.
We ain't got no fear with that shit.
I appreciate you, Trey.
Oh, yes. I'm telling you, people be wondering, they be like, how the fuck you a Trey? Because
we just got to do better with the sign
we got a
language,
different way of
though.
how we look at shit, right? We just got a different way. It's the same thing with Trucker. We all have a different way on how we maneuver and we get out here. But the thing is that from what I know of these brothers, we all competent. That's the number one thing. Embrace, when you was talking about how a woman has to do certain things to get a man and all that, they got to have the right man to be in front of first.
Right.
I think the problem that
but he that findeth the wife findeth the good thing. You already have to be that woman.
But that's a process, though. It's a process. You might not even know that that's the fucking wife that you got, right? That shit's a process. Some people, it'll take them 22 years old, they married, all that shit. Some people, it takes a lifetime for them to get it. You ever seen some people that was married at 60 and 70?
Oh God.
It just happens. Life is just that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Yeah, people they was wishing they was married in their 20s and shit. Shit didn't happen for them. I was engaged 5 times, 6 times. I'm like, that shit don't count.
JT, my issue here is that in these YouTube spaces, especially within the Black community, the answer to them, for most people, is, well, we need more families. And well, if you just look at statistics, you're not even going to be able to get that because you're going to wind up having 2 million more women than men. So some people are going to get left out, regardless, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't, and I said this when we had the other show. I don't believe that the answer to all of these problems are families, because if the families were so strong, and when we were married at an 80% clip, how do we go from 80% down to what we are now? If it was so strong, if what we had was so strong and it worked, how do we get to where we are now?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's not as strong as we thought it was.
Well, that's an easy answer. There's this thing called meism. It's when people start focusing on themselves other than something other than themselves. Mm-hmm. So for the Christians, it's going to be God. For, I don't know, like me, I'm an authoritarian. We're real big on government. So we focus on government. That's the thing we serve. It's everybody's basically, or the vast majority of people are focusing on themselves and not even a damn goal. If you could actually get people to sit down for 5 minutes and actually plan things out. Couple things to push back on here. Like this idea that marriage is a complete nightmare kind of concept is, you realize there are groups of select people within the United States that have divorce rates that are that are single digits, not double digits like the rest of us.
Are they Black?
Well, like, so not based on race.
Are they Black?
They're based on no. Well, yes, one of the groups actually is.
Which group?
But they're divided along religious groups. So Orthodox Christians, they tend to have single-digit divorce rates. I would imagine that the Black Hebrew Israelites, they would be kind of like in that single digits too. Something is working for somebody. So there's definitely solutions out there. Question is are we going to sit here and fight and bicker about stupid crap, or are you going to actually look for the damn solutions?
Yeah, so that's going to be able to, you got to shift your mindset, right? That's what a lot of people say. But then when you say something like that, then you have to say, how does that look, right? You got to get rid of a lot of fucking fear. You got to undo the shit that you was taught. You literally got to brainwash yourself from the bullshit that you was taught. I was sitting there listening. I was like, damn. Even when when you talk about religion and you talk about let's just go with the concept of relationships. We were taught some fucked up shit, y'all. We was taught some fucked up ass shit. We was taught that love was this whole thing where, it's kind of like, what's that shit where Rapunzel let down your hair and the motherfucker pull it was, all that fairy tale shit, right? Because people think that that's what it's about. When it actually is about doing something that is conducive for other people. We don't have that meism, which you were just talking about, Josh. That's the shit that fucked us up. So guess what? That's where we are at now. Because it's about the survival of the fittest. We're at a point right now where it's about the individual. We ain't got it's funny. We don't have time to be sitting back and wasting our time with somebody else that ain't trying to be cooperative with us. That's how we think now. You got 2 more times and you're through. That's how they look at it. That's 1 more. I gave you enough chances. You got 1 more time and you're through. That's our concept. So it's not like when we are talking, it's one thing. Doing the work is something different. The shit is not fun. It's not, we're not going on trips and shit. This ain't how this go. The trips are for us to, it's to help build commodity. This is why you had family reunions and cookouts and stuff like that. But guess what everybody's doing now? Going to Dubai and Africa, and they just taking trips, wasting money. They get off those trips, then now they still got rent to pay, bills to pay. They ain't got nobody that they went on a trip that they love and shit like that. Even the people that act like they love each other, they just wasting fucking money. And they wasting time. And they think that trip is going to save their relationship. They think that trip is going to get their mind to a point where now I can enjoy the rest of my life at work. No, you won't. You more stressed because you couldn't afford that trip. You took a 10-day cruise. Cost you $3,500. Plus you got the drink special. And you got all the other stuff that they got. And so when you get off that cruise and you called yourself having a good time, guess what? You're going to go right back to that same apartment or house that you couldn't afford. And you still had the same problems that you had. Now you just added more problems on it. Why? Because you're not doing something that's conducive for other people. I don't believe that people should be in a relationship to be wasting time. Most people do that because it make them feel good. The majority of us are not in relationships and thinking practical.
Actually,
I think that's the problem.
No, that's actually a really good question. For those people that don't support marriage or they consider it a bad deal for men. And I would agree with it. It actually is a bad deal for men. But so is everything else in life for men, right? Like being a guy, it kind of sucks. But the question is why then be in a relationship in the first place?
That's why you have so many men that's single now, because they ask themselves, I like my peace. I'm in a crib by myself. I could deal with loneliness. It's easy. I'll fix that. That's a temporary fix. Because that's not what he's looking at. What that man is looking for is to be in harmony. And it's easier for the man to be in harmony with himself than him to be in harmony with a woman that's not trying to be in harmony with him. She come in the house, she want to change all the goddamn furniture. She come in the house, she wants to sit back and tell you that you sleeping too long and all kind of crazy ass shit. Ain't what a man want to hear, especially when he works very hard.
Oh, I got one question for the ladies.
Yes, sir.
What's the deal with the bathroom door, right? Like we're in there doing our business, right? Like we're like cornered in there. Why is that the appropriate time to have a conversation? Is like that the only place?
Ew, no, not me. I can't answer that question.
I don't do that. I don't want to see you shitting.
Do y'all understand
and me
my
having a
mindset?
serious conversation with you.
Well, no, the door's closed, right? But the conversations. Maybe my wife is the only one that does it. I don't know.
But do y'all know?
No, there's women that do that.
Y'all know the mindset a man is in. The longer we're single, the worse it is to get us. Once you got a man that's in his groove and he got his stride,
message.
He is not trying to get that shit interrupted. So you got to advertise that shit very good to him. You got to make that shit look so goddamn good where he's just like, damn.
Who's single for a long time.
Okay, so would you consider that advertisement? I'm glad you brought that up. Part as competing with other women.
No, it's a difference when you're competing with other women. So when you're competing with other women, you got to have something that you're competing for, right? It's not easy for a woman to compete for a man that all the women want and need. You could compete for a nigga that they desire. That's easy. He cute. Nigga got a nice car. He ain't showing. You don't know. Your competition don't start for a man that you don't know. It starts for a man that you already got. It's not getting him.
It's keeping him.
It's keeping him. You can give him all the sex you want. Keep giving him all the sex you want, and you not asking for nothing. You don't require for a relationship. Guess what's going to happen? You're just going to be sitting there waiting for this man to ask you to be his wife. That shit may not happen because you're not requiring anything from him. Asking is totally different than requiring. Just like demanding is something totally different than commanding. That's what you have to figure out.
But that's too masculine.
What commanding?
Yeah, that according to Trey, you know that's being masculine. That I should just wait until I get tapped on the shoulder.
So commanding, you don't have to speak for. See, demanding is, I feel that I've done this much in my life that I deserve a man. And I'm going to get a man. And damn it, I want a man. Commanding is, it doesn't require words. It doesn't require words. You ever heard somebody say, I walked in a room and I commanded everybody's attention? I didn't say shit. It's the way I carried myself. It's the way, that's the difference. Aura. That's the difference with the two. And with a woman, y'all got to figure it out. See, y'all use y'all powers for the wrong shit. Y'all use y'all powers for the wrong man. You got to figure it out. You know what kills me, Trey? They talk all this shit about that damn intuition. That's a tricky motherfucker, ain't it, with women? Intuition is tricky for them, ain't it? They turn it on and turn it off. They turn it on and turn it off.
Too many single mothers for them to have intuition to actually work.
Get rid of the intuition and start understanding your power. Ain't got shit to do with no intuition. Has everything to do with what's right in front of you. Why you think that it's funny with women? They can give their kids all the shit. They can do all the shit for their kids. And then the father don't really do as much as the mom. But the kids, they listen to him. The kids follow, hey, sit down. They sit down. That's what you call commanding. That's what it is. You got to figure it out, though. It's not an answer it's not like one answer fits everybody. That's not what it is. The answer is you got to figure it out. Everything is a process. It's not instant. Even if it seemed like it's instant, it's not. The process was already happening. It's the same thing with life, and it's the same thing with death. It is a process. It's a process to get in this motherfucker, and it's a process to get out of here. Everything is constant.
Anybody else have anything to say so we can start winding down? Because it's been a good night. It's been a good night. Joshua?
I don't really have any advice other than the chastity concept. My world doesn't really revolve around a lot of women. I couldn't tell you what to do. I have one son. I don't have any daughters. I don't really, it's not my world. So I don't think I can really help on any concept here other than the concept of chastity. You withhold that from a man, he'll break. He'll give. His priorities will get figured out real fast when he figures out like that. That's what he's got to do to get it. Yeah, okay. Guess gonna have to put a ring on it.
Okay, Trey?
Yeah, if you ask most men what's the source of their stress, it's going to involve a woman somehow, in some way. And to have this idea, this ideology that we want to hurl men into this, and then at the same time talk about men and their mental health and all this other stuff and how men need to be this. Well, a lot of the problems are because of the women that are in their lives. And so my thought process, my message has always been the same. There's nothing wrong with you being alone. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. There's a difference, huge difference.
Oh, true.
And so Embrace the Grace, you asked advice for your son. And my advice was, because you said he had a girlfriend, my advice was put your head down and build your castle. That was my advice. Mm-hmm. Nothing to do with a woman at all. We men, we're on a different timetable. We're not on the same timetable as women. You have plenty of time to find a woman And if you want to get married. That's fine. But do not ignore what's right in front of you. And people are going to call you scared. And people are going to say that you have fears and traumas and you're an ex-girlfriend
Mm-hmm.
and girl in second grade, she didn't like you, so now you don't like black. They're going to say all types of shit. You need to pay attention to what's right in front of you because majority of the time, the people that people marry are within proximity. They're right in front of them. Majority of the people that get married, you marry because they was right there in front of you. Very rarely do you go halfway across the world and go marry somebody. Those are minority cases. Majority of the cases is the woman that you did meet in the grocery store and at the gym and at work and at the park and all those types of places.
Through family, through
family,
friends,
through friends, exactly.
at
So
work. Yeah.
you need to pay attention to what's right in front of you because more than likely that's the woman you're going to end up with is the woman that's right in front of you. And if the women right in front of you are screaming from the mountaintops, we are not material. Maya Angelou said it. Somebody shows you who they are,
Believe
believe
them.
them.
Yeah.
I believe women. I believe
Absolutely.
black women right now are saying we're not marriage material. I believe you. That's all I'm doing. I'm just saying I believe you. You're not marriage material. Does that mean that it will stay the same forever? I don't know. I'm 39. Who knows what'll happen in the next 50 years? I'll probably be dead and gone by then. I don't know. But I believe black women in this modern era in 2024 and going forward, when they are screaming with every fiber of their being, we are not marriage material. I believe it. And I don't understand why I get faulted so much for saying, I believe you. Now, yeah, I can be a little harsh and a little abrasive. That's just my style. But that's where I stand.
I hear you, Trey. And Trey, thank you for coming. And thank you for everything you bring, the drama, the bullshit, the conversation. I just want to tone it down with the sign language. When we get to the personal attacks, we're getting away from the conversation. And that's what we all need to practice. I'm not just gonna say we all need. Queen, welcome to the BMU family. Thank you for coming today.
For having
I
me.
know I don't know if this was your first time on the panel, on the BMU network. So you got initiated real good. So it should be smooth sailing from now. Any final thoughts and anything, and make sure you promote your channel. We all here to create a buffet so we can all eat. And we all work together with each other. We all support each other. So if BMU says you're part of the family, you part of the family. So what say you?
I think it's important to just listen to each other and try to walk in each other's shoes. I know that can be challenging when you have your own, perspective of life, but if we are going to get anywhere, as I'm speaking about the Black community, if we're going to get anywhere, we need to really start listening to each other. I mean, really listening, not just, I guess, pretending to listen, and taking apart what you want to hear and what you think is correct, but really listen to the other person's or the other sex's perspective and what they want or what they need. And that's the starting place, my perspective, anyway.
So,
and thank you all for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It was great meeting you too. Man.
Oh, so sweet.
I hear you're gonna be tomorrow night, so we will definitely be all here tomorrow night. JT, thank you for coming. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. I got it. I know you were hearing a lot of the conversation. What say you?
Yeah, so like I was saying, I have to agree with Elise. Is it Alicia? Alicia. Okay, I have to agree with her. We definitely have to start listening to it one another. And I think that a lot of people need to start applying a lot of things too, right? You got a lot of people that do a whole lot of talking, but they don't apply anything and they stay stagnated. One of the things that I've seen in people that I've been raised around and grew up with is that some of them are definitely stagnated now. And they were in because they was living life in fear. Right? The rest of us, we done went on and did all kind of different things. The craziest thing, I got my grandson. He here. I went to go pick him up. He's at his great grandparents' house right now, and I got a chance to really see me in him. That's crazy. It's
awesome.
crazy for me to see me again. Right? That's like, you know, when you see kids, you can see you and a lot of other people in them. But it gave me a different perspective. Now, this is grandson. Imagine how I was looking with my kids when they were younger, and even now that they're older. It's weird when when I get a chance, I say, what is all this shit about? Right? What the fuck is all this about? That's what I be saying sometimes. I know now. This is why I said what I said when I said, no, we die. End results is we die. So what you gonna do while you here? It's the question. When you tell somebody that you ain't got a lot of time, quit taking your youth and screwing it off. This is what we have to tell our kids. Even if we screwed it off ourselves, we got to let the other generation know, don't do what I did. Be greater. Be better. A lot of people don't understand that. I respect anybody that got kids and they really, are paying attention to how this thing goes. Because it's crazy. My kids are grown. I'm like, where did the time go? And I had old people telling me this shit all while I was a kid. It's going to go by fast. You ever had somebody say that? They send you the message. It's going to go by fast.
Yeah.
Shit go by fast.
Our kids need the best shot they can get. They need the best chance possible. So whatever it is, whatever that is, we need to.
We can't be screwing. We can't be messing around. We got to be about business. That's what it's really about. We got to be about business. That's why when it comes down to it, I'm like, okay, I didn't do bad, but I know some folks, and I'm talking about family members, right, real close to me, and I'm like, ooh, life is just went right past you. They still talking about old shit. They still talking about when they was in high school. Not long ago it's been since I was in high school. It's been 30-some years. I ain't talking about high school no more. My kids my youngest daughter just graduated from college. Why would I be sitting there talking about high school? That's how fast life is. And our bodies change and our minds change. And if we don't embrace it, we're going to still be trying to fight for youth instead of trying to get wisdom. And that shit look crazy when you 50 and 60 years old, trying to be youthful, wearing backpacks and shit, skinny jeans. No. Embrace it. A lot of people don't want to do that shit. They still want to be young. Can't do that no more, Embrace. It's over with. Ain't no more high school. Ain't no more college. We gotta help the other ones now. I'm not about to sit here. That's why when we talk about, relationships, I ain't talking about dating. I'm talking about when I talk about the things that I see, I'm talking to my kids about that. That's they shit right now. My dating is gonna be the same way. I'm not about to be on nobody's goddamn IG in they DMs and all of that shit. Them days are over with. Them over with for me. What do I do now? I do it the same way that I learned, the old-fashioned way. If not, I'm gonna be looking crazy as hell. Have y'all seen the video of Cisco and Keith Sweat and all these dudes that used to can dance and Genuine? You see how they was dancing back then, and you see how they dance now?
Oh, I haven't seen them.
It don't look the same. You seen Bobby Brown? Bobby Brown used to can dance his ass off. You see Bobby Brown now, he gonna kick you 2 steps and it's over with. That's it. We get old. We embrace it. You got the 2-step. All people think I be lying. I got my drink and my 2-step. That's all I have now. I got 2 dips for you and I'm out. That's it. Because I'm getting older and I'm embracing it. That's all I'm saying. I go to the gym, I work out, I do all that shit. I'm good. I'm still in good shape, but come on, I ain't that dude no more. It gets over. And then we die, y'all. Keep in mind. And then we die. What we gonna do while we here? Because we gotta hand this shit off. We got kids. You better hand it off to your kids. You better start giving them the knowledge. Better give it to them.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh,
go ahead.
Anything else, guys?
I see Trey asked why get married, and there's a lot of, I guess, financial facts.
Oh, that's a whole nother show in that chat group.
Great
Me
question,
personally, it's
Sam.
not financial. It's
Great question. Wouldn't it be a great question for people to sit back and say, why?
yes.
Great question. Make it make sense. That's all. We got to just make it make sense, y'all.
If you plan on having kids, it's for the kids.
Yeah.
Parent households better than not. So, if you plan on having kids, not everyone wants children. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's just my opinion.
Hey man, respect to everybody on the panel.
You know, they always leave out healthy 2-parent household.
What's that?
They just say 2-parent household. But that 2-parent household needs to be healthy.
You're right, Trey.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yes.
It doesn't matter if you have a mother and father in a home and they
Exactly.
hate each other.
Exactly. That makes
They better off being by themselves, right?
You
Separate.
probably will still come out better than the other, but it'll be by default. And you will have the same traumas that other kids will have that are in those same situations. It still has to be a healthy situation. I dated a woman whose mother and father were together, and she told me about 3 or 4 months into the relationship that her mother and father haven't slept in the same bed since she was born. That don't sound healthy.
No.
To me.
And you're right, because Dr. Phil said that a child would rather be from a broken home than a toxic home.
Absolutely.
Damn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotta mind it out, y'all.
Healthy.
Most
Healthy.
definitely.
Healthy.
Gotta mind it out.
So this is why I harp on the words. This is why I get on it so much, because it matters and how we formulate sentences to convey our message and communicate. Because if you don't challenge these things, people will just say, well, as long as we stay together, we good. No, y'all don't like each other. You don't speak to each other. And everything, children see everything.
Everything.
My daughter sees every communication, even when we try to hide it between her mother and I. Even when we try to hide it, she gave me the middle finger in jest. It was in jest. She was just playing around. But my daughter saw it. And
Caught it.
she said, Mommy, don't do that. That's rude. No, don't do that. But she
Feel
catches,
that
they
energy.
see, they can feel it, they can sense it. So this is why I'm big on this, because yes, I agree, 2-parent households, right? But when we start to crunch the numbers and get down to the statistics, it's gonna fall back on the women because they're the ones leaving homes majority of the time, right? So we got 2-parent households. Well, if we're gonna address this, well, why we have so many broken homes? It's gonna circle right back to the women. Why we have so many broken homes? So the verbiage we use, the way we communicate is important, because I truly believe that the women in our community, they're not hearing us, and we're not getting the message across.
Totally different.
It's not coming through.
Yeah,
we're speaking different. We're speaking French, and they're speaking Italian.
Exactly.
We're speaking 2 different things. And granted, a lot of you married people, you have a good idea, and I'm not against it. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm saying that what you guys are preaching, they don't want to hear it. And they prove it every opportunity they get by getting on social media to say, we ain't with that.
And that makes a big difference too, Trey, because the thing is that if we talking and ain't nobody listening, then there's not a bridged gap. The gap just right there. Everything keeps falling down. So how do we, we got to figure this shit out, man.
Yeah,
I disagree.
Your language.
I disagree that it's the case that people don't want to hear it. Gen Zers are asking a lot of questions. You can get on, like, they have YouTube panels, but they're more on the Discord, right? They're asking a lot of questions. So apparently they're looking for something.
Well, they're asking. So it's not so much as disease. It's what they call the alphas. It's the alphas that's asking more questions. The Z's is out here and they making it. They think they making it happen. The Z's are the ones that's saying, y'all old folks, y'all time is over with. That's the Z's. See, what we now understand is that, man, we getting older as it goes. We're talking about alphas now. The Z's have babies.
Yeah.
They're the ones with it just keep going faster and faster now. The alphas are the 17-year-olds now. That's how crazy it is.
I think there's too much.
But
Yeah,
JT, you have that generation is asking in Italian and getting answers in French.
So that's what we're saying, right? So it's yeah, man. It's
until we all speak the same language. This is just a circular. We're just gonna keep doing the same thing.
Just keep going circular and circular. And the craziest part is we all keep getting older and older. Next thing you know, you're gonna be having Generation Bravo and Generation Charlie. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna keep getting more and more. And you know, you're gonna have the Z's are gonna be 40-year-olds. I asked somebody this. I said, have you ever imagined your grandchild being a grandfather or a grandmother? You see how that shit happens?
Oh, yeah.
You know how scary that is to think about something like that? Especially if you don't have any grandchildren right now. But if you can imagine them being and the reason why, because my grandfather see me as a grandfather. He said, you don't know how scary that would have been if I was in my 50s. My grandfather was 100 years old. And he's like, I was scared of this moment right here. And he was right, because he outlived everybody pretty much in his generation. That shit is lonely. Shit is lonely, y'all.
Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to close out. I want to thank everybody in the chat, all my moderators, all my fighters, all my people going against the grind. Travel One, shout out to you. I didn't even deal with Lady D. I sniped her real early in the show. Yeah. 24 hours. She gone till she threw. She could come back tomorrow.
She threw.
Yeah, she threw.
Oh.
Yeah, one more time.
Guys, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by my birthday. That would be the greatest birthday gift I can receive from my YouTube family. But thank you again. The show was really for me to show ladies that we have to get in the race. We can't think just because we have a vagina that's enough to get the man. And even if we do get the man, that's only half the battle. Is what are you doing to keep the man? Because remember, what you won't do, the next one will. That work wife is sniffing your husband out if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So it turned into something else, but that's okay. As long as we get through it, we got through it, and I appreciate it. Thank you for the Cash App. I really appreciate it. Don't forget tomorrow night. We got flipping tables with the BMU and Lit. Come check out our awesome panel. Then Wednesday, as you guys know, is JT What We Know podcast. Thursdays, I'm not really sure what's going on Thursdays, but y'all know it's epic Friday nights with the barbershop. Saturday night, we got Miss Jenny once a month, but right now she's enjoying her time with her husband. She's with child. And we also got Alexis from Texas giving reviews on Amazon products and talking her shit. She's awesome. Then we got the guys on Sunday night. We got Mr. Bennett and grooming and reviews. I mean, we got something for you guys every day, 7 days a week. So there's never a boring moment on BMU. But not only that, go support the content creators that are on the network. Go to their shows, press the like button, support it, because it's all interchanging. And as for me, the month of June, it is Men's Health Awareness Month. And every Thursday, I'm having a topic that pertains to men's health. So the first one I'm doing, of course, is ED. erectile dysfunction on Thursday. And then JT is going to get with me and we're going to do about mental health and depression that men go through. Hank from the basement is going to get with me and we're going to do high blood pressure, heart disease, and hypertension. These are things that as men you need to be aware of, and our women, we need to be aware of that to take care of our men better.
Absolutely.
Okay? We really do. I mean, I can remember a time as I've had to force my ex-husband. I made the appointment and I had to lie to him and tell him that we were going somewhere else. But we pulled up to the doctor. Come to find out, he had cholesterol, high blood pressure, hypertension. And if we wouldn't have caught that in time, God knows what would have happened.
True.
Silent killer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then another thing is stress. Men suffer in silence. But we'll get all into that. You guys got to come check out the show. You know, I couldn't get no guy to participate with me with the ED, so I'm on my own on that one. And that's okay. I understand. It's not a comfortable conversation for men, but that's
You
what I
had
do.
some guys. You had some guys come up there though.
Come
yeah,
on,
they
Trey.
will, but they didn't, you know, they didn't want to like be co-hosting with me. So it's okay. I get it. But that's what I do. I have the uncomfortable conversations because because I'm starting to date older men and I need to learn about ED and understand that y'all don't function the way y'all used to. And I got to get used to that because I'm not there yet. So I got to learn about y'all bodies and that are getting older. So this is.
Hold up. What's wrong, Trey? Why don't you want to help out Miss Grace with the whole erectile dysfunction thing?
Ain't nothing wrong with my yang.
He's only 39. That ain't even, you know, but the other big one is
Right.
prostate cancer. That's another big one. And I went through it with my dad and it was not a good thing. So this is something that y'all men don't like to get checked out, but they do prostate screening now with blood tests. You don't have to bend over and sneeze
But
anymore.
my hospital, they doing it the old fashioned way. So I already made my appointment and I'm like, damn.
So these are all things I'm trying to make men and women aware. We got to take care of our men. If we want our men to last longer, then we got to help protect them and make them aware. So with that being said, guys, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Don't forget, women, there's competition out there. Stop trying to wait at the finish line. You better run that marathon with him because if you don't, the next one will. Trust me. Have a good night, guys. Take care.
Thank
you.